Striving for the Luxury Liner, Volume 22. More Clan Request by Neko. Enjoy. Chapter 1, Company Name Decided. I was just about to breathe a sigh of relief at the thought of escaping all that paperwork when William-san approached me for a consultation. I listened to what he had to say, keeping my guard up the whole time, and it turned out to be an important consultation regarding the future of the Beastman. A decision was made, but will I be in charge of regional development similar to the Chita Peninsula Waterway project? When people get together, there are bound to be some talented individuals among them, and as a result of Camille-san's interview, more than 10 people were to become employees of the trading company to be established in this area. Well, it was sad to hear that most of these people had had such tragic experiences, but listening to their stories, I also understood the logic behind their high chances of success. You need financial resources to achieve a certain level of education. Yet they had to flee as refugees, so it's only natural that they would have lost their financial resources. Some people had used up all their money to evacuate with their relatives and Beastman companions, but they had no doubt suffered terribly by the time they decided to flee. Even if it meant using up all their money, even though they had lost their money, they were people who had accumulated their wealth under such adverse circumstances, and they were also good enough to make Camille-san smile. Master, you seem to be taking your time. Camille is waiting for you. Have you decided on a name for the trading company? I wasn't daydreaming. I was just escaping reality for a little while. Even if you ask me now, I can't think of anything. Don't you have any ideas? Felicia too. You said you wanted it fast after the first meeting. It's already been 3 days, you know. Even if you say that, it's not easy to come up with a name for a trading company. That's right. After our discussion with Miranda-san, the master of the Merchant Guild, we were told to come up with a name for the trading company. That was probably because the establishment of the trading company was almost complete. I know that. But after that, William-san asked me for some serious advice, and I was tired from the interview, so I couldn't think of a good name. To be honest, I'm not good at naming things. That's why I've been playing around with names that are played on words from the original name or variations on castles and fortresses. But when it comes to the name of the trading company, it's difficult. If it were just us, it wouldn't matter, but this is the name of the trading company that will represent this land. So I feel bad for the Beastman if I give it a weird name. That's why I'm having a hard time. Both Tremor Trading Company, Bent Trading Company, and Slime Trading Company were rejected. Rimmer, Pent, and Slime are all cute, so the Beastman would have been happy with them. Master, why not the Wataru Trading Company? I heard that many merchants use their own names as the name of their company. No, that's a bit. Felicia, that may be true, but I'm too embarrassed to have my own name as a company name. No, that's not it. Maybe a surname would be okay instead of a name, because even in Japan, there are many large companies whose names are the surnames of their founders. Most importantly, in this world, I've only ever called myself Wataru, so it's wonderful that I can pretend to have no connection to this company. Tomy Trading Company. Not bad, right? It would be pronounced Toyomi Trading Company here, but the further away it is from my impression, the less embarrassed I feel, so it's just convenient. I've decided I'll call it Toyomi Trading Company. Toyomi Trading Company? What does that mean, Master? What does it mean? Well, I guess it means Rich Sea. I hadn't really thought about the meaning, so when asked me, the fluffy words I had looked up as a child came out of my mouth. Rich Sea. It's a perfect name for a trading company whose owner lives his life around his ship. Yes. It's wonderful. As expected from you, Master. I don't know what it means, but if Ins and Felicia are happy, then it's okay. I'll go and report to Camille-san right away. Is she in the meeting room? Is Camille-san here? That must be Wataru-san, right? Please come in. It seems that she was in the meeting room after all. I went in after being allowed to and found Camille-san, Marina-san, and another woman. I think it was Raccoon-san whom I interviewed yesterday. She was a Tanuki beast girl named Raccoon, and I remember thinking at the time that it was a bit of a coincidence that she was named Raccoon. By the way, since I'm holed up in my room, Marina-san and the others are working with Camille-san and William-san. There aren't any particularly strong monsters around, but it's not like it's completely safe, So it's a big help that they can ask Marina-san and the others to do some preliminary research on the village and the irrigation canal project. Hello everyone. I've decided on a name for the trading company, but is it okay now? Oh no, I get nervous when beautiful women pay attention to me. Raccoon-san is a cute, short, and a bit thin type. Well, please tell us. I'm in trouble when I'm being expected so much. But since both Camille-san and Raccoon-san are going to work at this trading company, they can't help but be curious. Well, I decided on Toyomi Trading Company. Toyomi? The sound of the name isn't bad, but what does it mean? I explained the meaning to Camille-san and the others, who shake their heads in confusion. I had a little time, so I was able to embellish the words from an elementary school level to a junior high school level, although the content was almost the same as before. I see. That's a perfect name for you, Wataru-san. I understand, so I'll register it with the Toyomi Trading Company. Next, I'll ask you to roughly design the stamp. What? Design the stamp? I wasn't told about that. Didn't we talk about the stamp? I remember being shocked to learn of the existence of the stamp, but I hadn't heard that I had been asked to design it. Oh, but it's not that difficult, is it? In my case, I just have to use the motif of the sea and a ship. Right? It seems like a rough sketch will be fine. For a moment, I thought about drawing a ship and a starfish on the stamp, but I knew that it wouldn't be right. I understand. I'll think about it. When do you need it done? Well, since the stamp is just for registration, it doesn't matter when you get it done, but the sooner you can get it done, the sooner the paperwork will be processed. I'll think about it as soon as possible. Even though I've been spared the task of sorting through the paperwork myself, having a pile of documents nearby is still a little unsettling. So when you're done with it, please send it over here so I can make a clean copy. I'll give it to the craftsman and have him make a few different copies. Is that okay with you? Did she already prepare it? People who can do things are also quick when it comes to preparation. Still, the stamp is many times larger than I imagined. I was thinking of something like a seal or a stamp, but it's the size of a royal seal or something like that. I was thinking of a simple boat with a triangle and a square, but it looks like I'll have to work a little harder. I understand. I part ways with Camille-san and Raccoon-san and return to my room. Master, what kind of stamp do you want to make? Well, maybe the castle floating on the sea and a cloud? I'm not sure if I should include the sun, but I'll think about it after I draw it. I summon the rubber boat and pull out my digital camera. I'm pretty sure I took some pictures of the castle after I bought it. I've got it. The composition is front, side, and back. The back of the castle has a certain charm, but if you think of it as a ship that's leaving, the back is a little different. It's the front or the side. Let's use that as a reference. Why don't I draw it with everyone? Then, we'll choose the best one to use as our stamp. I'll also prepare a prize for the winner. However, since I'll be showing them my digital camera, the participants will only be my relatives. It's probably too early for Raccoon-san. A prize? How much will you give us, Master? Well, a gold coin. It's a pretty big prize, but since it's just among friends, I guess it's not a problem. Okay, I'll do my best. Ins is full of motivation. It's a little empty when the prize money goes to Ins and then comes back to me from the casino. I want the other members to win. Anyway, the deadline is in 2 days, right? It's a big stamp, but it's a small picture. No, I said I want it as soon as possible, so let's set the deadline for tomorrow afternoon. I'm sure it'll be good to get it done quickly. Now that the schedule is more or less set, I'll tell Marina-san and Camille-san later. *****. Now, let's start the art exhibition. I'll show you my work first. I thought my drawing was better than I thought, so I'll go first. I'm confident, but I'm not confident enough to go last, so I thought it would be safer to go first. It's hard to go after someone who's good at drawing, isn't it? Good work, Wataru. Carla-san praised me, and the other members also seemed to have a good impression of my drawing, so I was very proud. I know it's a bit self-praising, but I think I got the composition right by pushing the ship forward and making the sea and sky less prominent, and that's why I think I was able to show the power of the ship. Well, I simplified it a bit because I based it on the castle, which wasn't disguised, but I don't think there will be any problems with the seal. Now, I wonder if anyone will be able to beat my drawing. There was. Well, I think it's still about average among the members. But the top 3 were too good. Those 3 were Ins, Felicia, and Marina-san. After them came Claretta-san, Camille-san, and me. But wait, am I not even in the middle? Anyway, the three of them were too good. Hey, Ins, Felicia, why are you both so good at drawing? In's personality and Felicia's environment must have meant that they didn't have much time to draw. Oh, Felicia and I learned to draw at the slave trading house. There's a lot of free time there, so they give us lessons in drawing and music to make the slaves more valuable. Really? Yes, but the legitimate slave trading houses in this world are a little different from my image because they are run by the god of commerce Sama. If they have experience, there's no way I can beat them. I can see why Marina-san is so good. Her paintings are very realistic, and I think her skills as a scout have influenced her drawings. I see, that makes sense. So, what should we do? The top 3 pictures are all so distinctive that it's hard to choose between them. It would be easy if there was a big difference between them, but each one has its own good points and individuality, so I can't be sure which one is the best. I feel like I made a mistake because I casually offered the prize money, and it's hard to choose randomly. Striving for the Luxury Liner, Volume 22 Chapter 2, sponsored chapter by Patreon. Enjoy. Chapter 2, the winner is. In the Beastman village, Camille-san told me to choose a name for the trading company, and after much thought, I decided on Toyomi Trading Company. I was relieved, but then I was asked to design a stamp for the company. I decided to hold a contest with a prize for the best design, but the top 3 designs by Ins, Felicia, and Marina-san were all too good, so I couldn't decide. What should I do? What, True-san, you seem to be having trouble deciding. But you can use my design if you want. Haha. Camille-san spoke to me as if she was joking when I was having trouble deciding on a winner, but she looked at me with a rather serious expression. I don't know if she doesn't like to lose or if there's a prize at stake, but Camille-san seems to really enjoy this kind of competition. As a participant and organizer, I'm quietly happy that she's taking it seriously. But of course, I can't just ignore the top 3 and pick Camille-san. Drawing lots or rock paper scissors is a bit different. There's also the option of making all 3 stamps and seeing how they turn out, but that would take a long time to register, so I'll have to give that up for this time. It's difficult, but I have to think of it as a company stamp and somehow choose one. I've made up my mind and compared the images. There's something strange about it. I thought long and hard and forced myself to come to a conclusion. To be honest, there were no problems with any of the drawings, so I was going to pick out the candidates by looking for roughness. However, I noticed something, and it was like a complete turnaround. I got everyone's attention while playing a drum roll in my mind. The winner of the stamp contest, presented by Toyomi Trading, is Marina. I announced loudly after building up the suspense. It's sad that there wasn't a big round of applause. Winner. I announced it after building up the suspense, but Marina-san's reaction was kind of sad. But she's smiling and patting Fu-chan, so I guess she's happy. Master, I want to know the reason for the selection. It smells like favoritism. Just as I was about to hand over the prize money, I heard In's words, and they hit a sensitive spot. I won't deny that the thought of favoritism crossed my mind. I thought it would be better and less confrontational to favor Marina-san over Ins and Felicia, who are very close to me, but I seriously considered that it would be disrespectful to Marina-san, so I made my choice. That's why I can clearly refute the accusation. It is true that the drawings of Ins and Felicia were also difficult to choose between, so it's not unreasonable to suspect that I was trying to be considerate, but in some respects Marina's picture surpassed the others. Ins' drawing had a diagonal composition, with the front and side of the picture all in one frame. It had a slightly unique composition that was different from the other pictures, and it was cool. Felicia's drawing was simply drawn from the side, and it was a picture that gave you a sense of the natural softness that was characteristic of Felicia. As a composition, it's no different from Felicia's. Ins looks doubtful. Maybe she can't give up because she's enjoying the casino fever with a single gold coin. Look here. Look here. The sun that hides in the clouds. That's not a normal sun. Could that be a steering wheel? Yes, that's right. I was also surprised when I first noticed it. Marina-san's picture is realistic, and the sun is small and half hidden by the clouds, so I didn't notice that it had such a playful touch. So when I noticed it, I felt like I'd gained something. If people who see the Toyomi Trading Company stamp and notice the sun steering wheel are surprised and happy, that's a little bit of happiness. isn't it? There may be similar performances in Japan, but I think this kind of performance is amazing in this world. In fact, not only Ins and I but also the other members gathered around to admire the picture. I don't think we're losing out elsewhere, but this idea is certainly interesting. It's frustrating, but I've lost. Ins finally agreed. Phew, I've got myself into a bit of a pickle over something silly. I'll refrain from any more competition among relatives, or rather, I'll stop offering prizes like a gold coin just because I feel like it. Someone in particular will get carried away. Well, I guess I'd better wrap things up. Marina, thank you for your beautiful drawing. Here's your prize. I hand Marina-san a single gold coin. If this was a real contest, there might be an award ceremony or something. But we can't afford to take that much time. Then I'll send this design to the craftsman Miranda-san introduced me to. Please do. I handed the design to Camille-san and breathed a sigh of relief. I think I've done everything I need to do here, right? No, I still have to inspect the city of the Beastmen. It looks like things are pretty bad there as well, so I'll just get it over with. *****. William-san was free at the time, so I asked him to come and take a look around. With that, William-san and Camille-san will have a chance to talk about various things, and the inspection will be complete. I'll just ask about the things I'm curious about while playing with Rimmer and Pent. Oh, you started building the city walls at the same time as the moat? When we arrived at the Beastman's city, the first thing I noticed was the large number of Beastmen and the stone walls that had already begun to be built, even though they were still low. Yes, we have a lot of workers, so we're doing different construction projects at the same time. I think William-san is smiling a little wryly because there are so many workers that they have to do the work at the same time. I understand. I've heard about this place, but it's huge. Has the interior work started yet? Yes. The construction hasn't started yet, but the land has been leveled and the construction work, including the waterways, has begun. Camille-san, who is here for the first time, is surprised by the extent of the construction. That's right, they're doing construction on a ridiculous scale. I'm doing this construction. When I look at the construction site again, I feel scared. I wonder what I'm doing. Turning a blind eye to the scene that makes me want to escape reality, I go into town. I listen to William-san's explanations while I inspect the inside, but I start to feel bad. Because, they're changing this and that. They wanted to unify the market and make it bigger, but it's too far away, so they're going to split it up, and they're going to split the craftsman's district to some extent. It's all about design changes. I don't know much about the construction industry, but I do know that design changes during construction are frowned upon. Then, they keep changing the city's design. It's hell. And it's not just reducing the size, it's doubling it. If it were me, I'd run away. Despite the situation, the workers are working hard, and the construction seems to be going smoothly. Probably because William-san is good at what he does. But there is one thing that worries me. William-san, all the workers at the port construction site were big and strong, but there are quite a few skinny people here, too. Is there a reason for that? I thought there would be a lot of burly, brawny beastmen like at the port, but about half of them look scrawny. Some of the construction work at the harbor is specialized, so we send experienced workers. The people who are skinny and work here are the ones who have recently joined the construction team. I see. Come to think of it, they've been hiring more and more people. I see. So the skinny people who work here are the muscle-bound reserve force. It's not that it's a bad thing, but I feel like I'm doing something sinful. If I hadn't tied myself down with various conditions in my contract with the god of commerce Sama, I think the bigwigs of the Aquamarine Kingdom would be cowering in fear. If it were me, I'd probably choose to surrender before a battle. I might be better than them in terms of level, but I don't think I would win visually. This is the central square. While I was freaking out about weird things, we arrived at the center of the city. Isn't this square too big? What are they building in the middle? I was a little embarrassed that I didn't even know. In the center, we are planning to build a large pond to provide water for the city. A big pond is amazing. In Japan, it's normal to have ponds in parks, but I think it's unusual to build a pond in a walled city. Well, I guess that just shows how important it is to secure water in this area. It looks like they're digging around the middle of the pond, leaving the center alone. Maybe they'll make a fountain in the middle. Can this water supply meet the water needs of the residents? It's difficult to do it just here. We plan to supply water by creating water canals and fire breaks around the town. Camille-san and William-san have started a serious conversation. Oh well, I can ask them about it later. It's amazing. Since the big buildings aren't finished yet, you can really see how big the city will be. It's like building an ancient Chinese capital. Well, it won't be that big. Yeah, if we built another city of this size, we'd run out of money. I thought it would take a long time because it was so big, but it was still in the early stages, and there weren't that many places to see, so we were able to finish the tour before evening. How was it, Camille-san? I had a general idea of the situation from the villages and documents, but I doubted Watru-san's sanity to do something like this on his own. I only asked for her impressions of the city after the inspection, but she doubted my sanity. Well, I'd question someone else's sanity if they did something like that. I definitely wouldn't do something like this if it weren't for the penalty of charity project expenses. Or rather, even if there were charity project expenses, I wouldn't have wanted to do a charity project on this scale. I don't know what it was, but the conversation just kept getting bigger and bigger. Well, aside from my sanity, what did you think of it from Camille-san's point of view? Well, as Miranda-san said, the industries that could be a strength are weak. I think it could be maintained to some extent with large-scale construction, but it's a matter of how much strength can be created in the meantime. Isn't that strength the castle? By cooperating with the castle and the Beastman City, we'll be doing business with the rich, right? Did it seem like it was enough to make a difference? Camille-san's serious face is frightening. Well, there are certainly too many people, so it's not like it's a drop in the bucket. But it seems difficult to cover everything. What should we do? The only thing we can think of right now is an employment agency for people who are used to manual labor. Besides, construction will continue for a while, so it might be a good idea to teach the workers some skills while they're here. A temp staffing agency? That doesn't sound too bad, but the Aquamarine Kingdom is an island, isn't it? There are quite a few undeveloped areas, but it seems like the work will eventually run out. No, it's connected to Southern City and the Brescia Kingdom by regular shipping routes, so it should be possible to send workers to other countries on the castle. The conditions seem quite high, but let's think about it in different ways. Taking that into account, it would be sad if the city of the Beastmen disappeared after the construction was finished and the financial situation collapsed. Striving for the Luxury Liner, Volume 22 Chapter 3. Enjoy. Chapter 3, Hot and Relaxing. Marina-san won the stamp design contest, and her design was safely passed on to the craftsman. After that, I had some free time, so we went to inspect the Beastman City. I was surprised by the large-scale construction going on simultaneously, as well as the size of the construction sites, and I was also horrified by the large number of beastmen who are training to become the next generation of muscular beastmen. Camille-san, can I talk to you? The day after the inspection of the Beastman City, I called out to Camille-san when I saw a spare moment. Yes, that's fine. Is there anything I can help you with? Yes. Now that things have calmed down a bit here, I'm thinking of going to the Mermaid Kingdom, since we're close by. Would you like to come too, Camille-san? Could you tell me more about it? Camille-san asked, holding her head and squeezing out the question. I'm not a slow-witted protagonist, so I know. This is a pattern where I've done something wrong. I explain my relationship with the mermaid while Camille-san asks me questions. As I do so, Camille-san's expression gradually turns pale. I feel very sorry. There seems to be a problem, but the Aquamarine Kingdom also has an inn for mermaids, and mermaids visit from time to time, so it's not that unusual. I think she's surprised because mermaids are rare in Southern City and the city of Cagliari, but unlike in Japan, there's no legend that says if you eat a mermaid, you'll become immortal, and their existence is well known. So I don't think there's anything for Camille-san to worry about. Right? Watru-san, I know that mermaids appear in the Aquamarine Kingdom. I also know that the frequency of their appearances has decreased considerably, and that a visit to the Mermaid Kingdom is treated like a fairy tale from long ago. Oh, that reminds me, Her Majesty the Queen said something about how it's been a long time since she's had a human visitor. I see, It's a fairy tale. Yes, I can understand a little bit why Camille-san is so worried. If you think about it, in Japan, you might be invited to visit the Dragon Palace just because you're in the neighborhood, and it's not a joke or anything. It's actually true. If someone said that to me, I'd probably scratch my head, too. I understand. Well, what should we do? Luckily, there are only people I know here, so we can pretend it never happened. Can I go in the first place? Of course, that's fine. I can take you to the Mermaid Kingdom on my ship, and although you won't be able to get the sacred treasure that allows you to turn into a mermaid, Camille-san will surely be able to borrow it. My trust is definitely that high. After all, Sea God Sama is vouching for me. There's no way they're going to get mad just because I took a companion. It's not that I can't get it, but I'd have to ask the Sea God Sama, so it's not something I can take lightly. Is it possible to trade with the Mermaid Kingdom? Even though she said it was a fairy tale, she's making a real business connection. As expected from a merchant. I don't know about that. I don't even know what their specialty is or what kind of business they do. As expected, I'm just a fake merchant. I didn't even realize there was a business opportunity right in front of me. I understand. I'll definitely go. But please wait a few days. In the meantime, I'll need time to meet with the higher-ups in the Aquamarine Kingdom. After visiting the Mermaid Kingdom, will you be able to take some time in the Aquamarine Kingdom? Wataru-san? I thought that most of the work was done, but it seems that Camille-san still has some work to do. Come to think of it, I've only set up the trading company. It's been quite a while since I left Alessia-san and the others, so I feel a little lonely. But I'm sure it will be easier for me later if Camille-san does well in this country. Alessia-san and the others will also be able to spend time with their families, so I'm sure they won't complain if I come back a little late. I understand. We'll spend some time in the Aquamarine Kingdom on our way back. Thank you. Then shall we go over the schedule in as much detail as possible? It would make things easier for me if we could arrange a meeting with the person in charge of the country as soon as we return. Although Camille-san should be smiling, the look in her eyes was definitely not a smile. After 3 days of detailed discussions, we set sail for the Mermaid Kingdom. By the way, during those 3 days, Camille-san worked tirelessly to give instructions, and even though it was only temporary, she made sure that the Toyomi Trading Company was up and running smoothly. All that's left is to return to the Aquamarine Kingdom and meet with the important people there. I think we'll probably be able to work out something about the regular shipping routes. As soon as we set sail, I summoned the White Dolphin. Normally, it would be quicker to change ships near the Mermaid Kingdom, but since this is Camille-san's first underwater trip, I want her to enjoy this beautiful time as much as possible. If we go too deep, it'll be pitch black in no time. It's a strange ship, but it's a ship that sinks into the sea, so it's natural that it has an unusual shape. Ha ha ha. Camille-san, who had seen the White Dolphin, let out a dry laugh. She was looking far away when I told her that the ship would move underwater, so I guess it can't be helped. But please stop using the word sinking because it's unsettling. We boarded the White Dolphin, and then I repatriated the latter. Originally, I had planned to take her to the sub-pilot house after she relaxed in the living room and then let her enjoy the underwater walk through the front skeleton. But I'm going to take her to the sub-pilot house from the beginning. That way, the sea in this world is so beautiful that it should help restore her exhausted spirit a little. This is glass. It can't possibly withstand the water pressure. Wataru-san's ship is full of wonders. But it's beautiful. After making a practical assessment, Camille-san smiles peacefully as she looks at the sparkling underwater world. Judging by her expression, I think she will enjoy it. I show Camille-san to the best spot and leave Felicia to help her. I'm sure Felicia will be able to read Camille-san's feelings and take care of her. I wonder if Marina-san and the others have also been considerate, but they seem to be settling down in the living room, so I head for the cockpit with Ims, Rimmer, and Pent. Pent doesn't mind swimming in the sea as much as he wants, but he seems happy to be on the ship, and apart from the occasional swim in the sea, he insists on staying with us. I'm really sorry that he feels lonely. Camille's puff. It's beautiful. It's an unknown place that even I, who worked in a port city, rarely got to see. To be able to sit back in a chair and see it without any effort. After seeing the castle, I decided to bet everything on Wataru-san. Life at the castle was full of excitement, and I thought I had won the bet. But I'm beginning to think that was a rash decision. Not only were the regular shipping routes no problem, but the scope of our business was expanding, and I was able to travel to unknown places. I was very happy about that. But building a city, I don't see the point. It should at least be a village. No. He was building a village that would be the foundation of a city. It wasn't on the scale of a village, though. I'm a beastman, too. I grew up in a place where there wasn't much discrimination, so I don't really understand it. But I'm still very grateful to Wataru-san for helping the beastmen so much. But please think about the arrangements. There are so many beastmen gathered that it's impossible to absorb them all. What's more, the land he deliberately chose is poor, with little water. No, I heard that he did it on purpose. I can understand the reason, but then he should gather people on a scale to match that. Almost unlimited. Well, I have a rough idea of what it's going to be like. I don't know about the future, but with Wataru-san's money, the profits from the luxury liner, and the agriculture that can be done by laying out a network of waterways, if there's some kind of specialty or work to be gained, there's a possibility that it could become an independent region. And yet, even after being relieved of that, there is the Mermaid Kingdom. I don't understand. No, I'm a merchant, too, so I'm all for developing distribution channels, but isn't there an easier place? It's already out of my hands. I should have brought Moro and Donatella. When I get back to the castle, I'll definitely assign them tasks. Oh, the ship has begun to move. First of all, can you really call a ship if it sinks? But it's beautiful. The clear water reflects the light, and it feels like you're swimming, too. Oh, it's a fish. It looks pretty big. What is that? It is a monster. Felicia, a monster is attacking us. Oh, it's a gluttony shark. Don't worry, this ship is protected by a powerful barrier, just like the castle and the Lotto, so you can rest easy. Even though I was told to be calm, a huge monster attacked with its mouth wide open. It was easily repelled, and I didn't even feel the impact on the ship. Camille, would you like something to drink? So we have time to choose a drink. Do you have chocolate? I want that wonderful drink that is sweet and fragrant and somehow relaxing. Yes, we always have all kinds of drinks in the kitchen. Would you like it hot? Yes. Please make it hot. Then please wait a moment. Felicia stood up and left the room. Come to think of it, it doesn't seem to be affected by the waves. Even though we're in the ocean, it hardly shakes at all. Is that because it's Wataru-san's ship? The gluttony shark has spotted me and is coming towards me with its mouth wide open. Since I can see it, it can see me. Normally, I would probably feel uncomfortable with the transparent glass in front of me, but if it were dangerous, there's no way Felicia would be so calm, right? Look, it was so easy to be repelled. Still, the inside of the gluttony shark's mouth is scary, with so many sharp teeth growing inside. Sorry to keep you waiting. While I watched the gluttony shark with a slight sense of resignation, Felicia came back with a cup of hot chocolate. Thank you. I took the hot chocolate and put it in my mouth, being careful not to burn myself. It was hot, but it was also relaxing. Just kidding. It seems like worrying about this is a waste of time. I've put everything in line with Wataru-san. Let's not worry about the abnormal things and just enjoy everything. But I don't want to get used to an abnormal mentality myself. Striving for the Luxury Liner, Volume 22 Chapter 4, Sponsored Chapter by Patreon. Enjoy. Chapter 4, New Tag Team Formed. When I invited Camille-san to the Mermaid Kingdom, she was very surprised. From what I have heard, the Mermaid Kingdom is a place that is on the level of a fairy tale in this day and age. If I were really invited to the Dragon Palace, I'd be surprised as well, so there's no way around it. On this trip, I want to do my best to ease Camille-san's worries as much as possible. Camille-san, we're about to arrive at the Mermaid Kingdom, so would you like to watch from the co-pilot's seat? Yes, I'd like to do that while we're here. We're about to arrive at the Mermaid Kingdom, so I'll send Camille-san to the co-pilot's seat. It's the best view. Fufu, Camille, you look happy. When I looked at Camille-san's back at Marina-san's words, she certainly looked excited. As we approached the Mermaid Kingdom, I turned the course toward the ocean floor. From there, the scenery became monotonous, so I put the ship on autopilot. We all gathered in the living room, but Camille-san was smiling from that point on. Perhaps because it was a rare experience, she told us her impressions with a look of excitement. We kindly watched over her. We've been on the White Dolphin many times, so we're used to this kind of scenery. I think it was a really gentle time. But while I was used to the gentle eyes of Carla-san and Claretta-san, the gentle eyes of the cool type Marina-san were a rare sight. She still has gentle eyes, so maybe the excited Camille-san is the one who gets Marina-san's attention. I returned to the cockpit feeling all warm and fuzzy. Even when I sat down, I could only see the lights, but after a while, I could see a small light in the distance. It got bigger and bigger, and I could see the whole of the Mermaid Kingdom. When I first came to the Mermaid Kingdom, it was all black because of the dark undergrowth, and it was even difficult to see the buildings, but now I can feel the vitality even from a distance. This time, there were no mermaids with us, so I had to talk to them in front of the castle gate. It would have been easier if we could have come to the Mermaid Kingdom when Princess Anne-Marie was with us. But that was impossible with our schedule this time. We couldn't expect the mermaid princess to accompany us on a schedule when there were soldiers from other countries or when we were staying in Southern City or Aquamarine for a long time. Well, there's probably no one else who would visit the Mermaid Kingdom in a submarine but me, so I'm sure they'll welcome me in without taking too much time. When I stopped the White Dolphin in front of the castle gate, the mermaid soldiers came towards me as I expected. Wait. Aren't those beautiful mermaids? If I'm not mistaken, it looks like Her Majesty the Queen and the First Princess. They seem to have come all the way to greet me. I'm grateful that I didn't have to go through the trouble, but I feel bad. Asterisk asterisk asterisk. Camille's Poff. Wataru-san recommended that I return to the co-pilot's seat. I was excited about the dreamlike journey under the sea, but now I'm even more excited because I know I'm going to see some amazing sights. After all, it's the Mermaid Kingdom. When I heard about it, my stomach hurt, but when I calmly think about it, it's amazing. Besides, we can probably talk about business, so I have to thank Wataru-san. I can't help but feel that Wataru-san's actions are taking a few years off my life, but thanks to him, I've been able to improve my skills to an incredible level. If it means losing a few years of my life, I'll take the change. However, my stomach really hurts. I can see the light. Felicia, is that where the mermaids live? The light floats alone in the pitch-black sea. It's a little touching to think that the mermaids live there. That's right. That's where the mermaids live. You'll be able to see it more clearly in a little while. Fufu, I'm looking forward to it. Why yeah, look forward to it. Felicia has a very kind face. It's like she's taking care of a little child. I remember that Felicia has been to the Mermaid Kingdom many times. I was a little too excited. When I think of it, Wataru-san and the others also have kind eyes in the living room. Let's forget about it. If I think about it too much, it will damage my psyche. Let's calm down. I can see it now. Wow, it's beautiful. It's a wonderful sight. I tried to calm down, but I couldn't. Even though this is about me, I seem to be more excited than I thought. I have to calm down. I have to convince myself that I'm about to go into a business meeting with a formidable opponent. While I was trying to compose myself, we arrived at what looked like the castle gate of the Mermaid Kingdom. It's strange that there's a gate in the middle of the ocean, but the top of the walls looks strangely distorted, so I guess there's some kind of barrier up there. There are mermaids at the gate. This is impossible. I can't calm down. What is it? The soldiers are fine, but the one coming towards us with them is the only problem. She is obviously full of grace. Just by looking at her, you can tell that she is no ordinary person, but the tiara on her head is shining. I heard from Wataru-san that the Mermaid Kingdom is ruled by a queen. It's not impossible that she could be a high-ranking noble, but considering her elegance and the quality of her tiara, it can only be the queen. In other words, despite the suddenness of his visit, Wataru-san is in a position where the queen herself would greet him at the castle gates. I don't understand what would make that happen. When I pressed him about the Mermaid Kingdom, Wataru-san's mouth became heavy in places. I didn't pursue the matter further, thinking that there might be things he couldn't talk about because they were related to the country, but I should have asked him more seriously. I thought there was a possibility that the queen would greet Wataru-san. However, considering the situation, it is impossible to deny the possibility that the person he is negotiating with is the queen or a member of the royal family. I tried to calm down when I thought about negotiating with a powerful opponent, but the other party was probably too powerful. I understand that there are things you can't say, Wataru-san, but please make sure you convey the important things you said before that: reporting, contacting, and consulting are important, right? Camille, let's go to the living room now. We'll probably be greeting Her Majesty the Queen and the First Princess, but they're friendly people, so as long as you behave normally, you'll be fine. Camille, I see, so it's confirmed that Her Majesty the Queen is coming, and even the First Princess is coming? You say that as long as I act normal, I'll be fine, but it's hard to act normal in a situation like this, isn't it? Asterisk asterisk asterisk. What, Trusama? It's been a long time. It's been a long time. What, Trusama? When I opened the hatch of the White Dolphin, I saw the faces of Her Majesty the Queen and Princess Adalicia. Under normal circumstances, it would be an impossible sight. Even though she's the Queen, her face doesn't show it at all, but I guess she's still disappointed that Princess Anne-Marie isn't here. Well, when she watched the Magical Girl anime, her expression changed a lot. Thank you. Actually, I have a new companion with me today, so could you please give her permission to enter and lend her the sacred ring? I see. Of course. There is no problem. I will lend you a spare ring. The Queen orders the soldier, takes a ring out of a beautiful box, and gives it to me. It seems that they brought a spare ring in addition to their own from the beginning because I came. Wait, is this the situation where we should welcome the Queen and her party aboard? That's fine with me, but to be honest, I don't know if it's right to welcome the Queen on board. Normally, I think it would be necessary to check the other party's internal situation first, but in our case, both the Queen and the First Princess are staying on board to watch anime. Well, if I ask, I guess I'll find out. What, Trusama? Please enter the castle with the ship. Oh, they're just going to let me in? But I should probably invite you to come with me, right? I have no idea. Well, would you like to come with us? Well, thank you. I'll come with you. I think she was probably happy. Since I don't know, I'll just go along with it, give everyone permission to board, and welcome them aboard. Your Majesty, Princess Adalicia, this is Camille-san, who has been taking care of me. My name is Camille. It is an honor to meet you. Camille-san bows elegantly. If it were me, I'd be so nervous at my first meeting with someone important, but people who can do that are different. Although we have different social statuses, we are equal in terms of pride, and yet she has a presence that makes you respect her. She's cool. Yes. This is the first time I have met you. I am very grateful to Watrusama. I am happy to have a good relationship with you as well. Camille-san gave me a sly, sharp look. I think it's because Her Majesty the Queen addressed me with the honorific Sama. There's nothing I can do about it. Because of my connection with Sea God Sama, I'm being treated so favorably that I'm almost embarrassed. If I can help you in any way, it would be with business, wouldn't it? If you have any requests, please let me know. Oh, business. Is it? Then I would like you to speak to my daughter, Adalicia. I have entrusted her with the finances. What? Princess Adalicia is so young, but she's already been given such a heavy responsibility. No, Princess Anne-Marie is even younger, but she's come to the Dark Elf Island and is in charge of the new mermaid village. Royalty is scary. Speaking of which, should I tell Camille-san about the existence of Dark Elf Island? It's a delicate subject, so even if I tell her, it would be better to get permission from everyone on Dark Elf Island first. Well, it's not something that can be rushed at a time like this. For now, I'll keep my mouth shut and think about it later. I'm still inexperienced, but I look forward to working with you, Camille-sama. I'm looking forward to working with you as well. Oh, before I knew it, a new tag team had been formed between Camille-san and Princess Adalicia. Since I'm involved with the mermaid side, I don't think they'll ask me to do anything unreasonable, and since Camille-san is a straightforward businessman, it might be possible to establish a win-win relationship. Oh, I was so engrossed in watching that I forgot I had permission to enter. Let's not stand around daydreaming and go inside quickly. Once we get inside the castle, I'll be able to see Camille-san in her mermaid costume, as well as Inz, Felicia, Marina-san, and the others. I'm really looking forward to that. Of course, I'm also looking forward to seeing Rimu as a mermaid, right? Speaking of which, Bent as a mermaid. That doesn't really make sense. Striving for the Luxury Liner, Volume 22 Chapter 5. Enjoy. Chapter 5, Royal Castle and Dinner Party. We arrived at the Mermaid Kingdom with Camille-san, who had enjoyed the underwater sightseeing more than expected. When we docked at the castle gate, we were surprised to be greeted by the Queen and Princess Adalicia. It was an honor, but Camille-san, who couldn't quite grasp the situation, ended up looking at me with a questioning look. But since Camille-san and Princess Alicia seem to get along, I guess it's alright after all. Despite attracting the attention of those around us, we arrived at the castle without a hitch, thanks to the soldiers guarding the white dolphin. What, True-san, what should we do? While I was still in shock at my own painful mistake, I looked at Marina-san and the others waiting for us outside, and Camille-san spoke to me with a worried voice. I should have given her a detailed explanation after handing over the sacred treasure. Now that I think about it, I'm sorry, I didn't explain it properly. When you put the ring on and want to know how to use it, you'll understand how to use it. It's like being appointed to the ship's staff. Is that so? Thank you. Ah. It really is a holy treasure. I never thought I'd have the chance to use a sacred treasure. Camille-san placed the sacred treasure on her right index finger and closed her eyes, letting out a cry of emotion. It seems that she understood how to use it and its effects and grasped the awesome power of the holy treasure. If there are no problems, please go first, Camille-san. I call Camille-san, urging her to go outside. Everyone except Felicia and I are waiting outside, so we must hurry. After all, we've also kept Her Majesty the Queen and Princess Alicia waiting. I understand. Camille-san doesn't hesitate and sticks her head out of the hatch into the water. Even though she understood that breathing and water pressure wouldn't be a problem once she put on the sacred treasure, it must have been pretty scary, but she didn't hesitate. With her upper body out of the water, Camille-san's lower body glowed, and she transformed into a mermaid. The skirt that had covered her lower body also disappeared cleanly, so it seems that she has a perfect understanding of how to store it. As expected from Camille-san, she's impressive. This is also what shocked me. The miraculous thing that happened to Alicia-san was not when she turned into a mermaid but when she turned back from a mermaid to a human. Last time, I miraculously witnessed that scene, but this time, I'll have to rely on luck. I'll follow her closely so as not to miss the chance. However, judging from the way Camille-san was able to use the holy treasure, it seems unlikely that she will make the same mistake as Alicia-san. I won't stop believing in my slim hope, and I'll keep trying, but I'll stop expecting too much. If you expect too much, the despair when you fail will be great. After Camille-san left, Felicia and I also left the White Dolphin. When we were all together, Her Majesty the Queen took the lead and began to guide us. It's an honor, but I can't help but wonder what it's like to be personally guided by the Queen herself. Well, I'm in a position where I'm blessed with the power of God, so I guess it's inevitable. The atmosphere of the castle and the mermaids who work there is much brighter than last time. Works of art and historical items are also on display here and there, and we swim around them with the Queen's explanations. When we visited last time, the inside of the castle looked quite simple except for the main facilities, so I guess that means they've had more time to start. And Camille-san, who was worried about turning into a mermaid for the first time, is enjoying the tour with Princess Alicia looking after her. They seem to be communicating about what to do next, and they seem to be getting along really well. Please rest in this room and the next until dinner is ready. Her Majesty the Queen leads us to the same room as before. Perhaps there are not many rooms that can be kept airtight. Well, it's pretty rare that people visit the Mermaid Kingdom, so it's probably a blessing to have 2 rooms. If it were up to me, I'd be grateful for just 1 room. I guess I thought the same thing last time. Anyway, when we all go in, the atmosphere of the room seems a little more festive. It looks like the furniture has been replaced. There, the mermaid maid who took care of us last time greets us, this time not wearing a maid's uniform. I don't approve of maids not wearing maid outfits, but when it comes to maid outfits suitable for underwater use, I can't make a suggestion because I can't help but imagine 18+ videos. While I'm exploring the truth of maid outfits, I hear some outrageous words. Claretta-san, that's confidential information. I see, so I should change in this room and then go upstairs, right? Yes. Even as you change, the influence of the sacred treasure will allow you to breathe properly, and your clothes will also dry properly. As I thought, the sacred treasure is amazing. Camille-san nods in agreement with Claretta-san's explanation. God is dead. Well, he's busy working in the divine realm, but I know he's alive. But the god who rules the lucky perverts I believe in is probably dead. I understand that Claretta-san didn't mean any offense and that she only meant well to prevent Camille-san from being embarrassed like Alicia-san, but still, I, a lowly man, can't help but feel sad. I told myself not to get my hopes up, but I still wanted to enjoy the excitement a little longer. Wataru, what do you think? Shall we take a look at the room upstairs? Well, I think I'll just stay here for a while. I declined Marina-san's invitation and leaned tiredly against the chair that matched my mermaid style. Everyone had gone to the dressing room to change, so I had no dreams or hopes. But well, it's a blessing just to see the ladies in their mermaid outfits, and the slimy, plump tails of the slimes are cute, too, so I'll just be content to look at them. While I was relaxing like this, the mermaids came to tell me that dinner was ready. Is this the right outfit for a dinner party? Camille-san mumbles anxiously as she is shown the way. Camille-san is wearing a stylish dress. The logo on it looks familiar, so I think she bought it at the castle. It looks good on you, so I don't think there's a problem. I'm only wearing a t-shirt. Since my lower body is a fish, if I wear a perfectly fitting top, the contrast will be too great. A simple t-shirt will be less weird. I bought this nice t-shirt in a brand store, so I want to believe that I've done my duty to some extent. Or rather, there's nothing more I can do. Next time I'm in the Mermaid Kingdom, I think I'll get the girls some mermaid dresses. I'm sure they sell them. We are shown to the room we were shown to at the previous dinner party. It's a luxurious room. But since my relationship with Her Majesty the Queen and Princess Alicia has deepened, I'm not as nervous, which is a relief. I'll do my best to support the somewhat nervous Camille-san. Or rather, even if they are the hosts, isn't it strange that Her Majesty the Queen and Princess Alicia are sitting first? Don't important people usually arrive last? With that, the dinner began with the Queen's declaration. The food was basically the same as last time, with a salty taste, but the Queen told me that the variety of ingredients had increased considerably, thanks to the use of the underwater resting place I had prepared. However, I can't deny that the taste was somewhat monotonous. Even if soy sauce is difficult, if there was something else that could be used as a seasoning. How about tomatoes? I've heard that tomatoes are fairly hardy plants that can grow even in a somewhat poor environment. I've also heard that tomatoes taste better when grown with less water, so wouldn't they be a perfect vegetable for Beastman City, where the soil is poor and there is little rain or water? Tomatoes go well with seafood, and even if it's difficult to make dried tomatoes or canned tomatoes, it should be possible to make them in jars. If tomatoes are to the mermaid's liking, they could be used as a local specialty for trade with the Mermaid Kingdom. I'll talk to Camille-san about this later. Speaking of Camille-san, she got into a conversation about economics at dinner, and she's been talking enthusiastically to Princess Alicia ever since. I was thinking of increasing my stock by supporting Camille-san, but unfortunately, it doesn't seem necessary. While they're having an intelligent conversation, we're having a passionate conversation with Her Majesty the Queen about magical girls. It seems that the mermaid regularly visits the Dark Elf Island, and the Queen surprisingly knows a lot about Princess Anne-Marie. So the main topic of conversation ended up about magical girls. I can't help but wonder if that's okay, but I guess it's okay as long as it's fun. Besides, the resting place and shelter made with sea god Sama's sacred treasure is being put to good use, so I'm quietly happy that it was worth the effort. And so the dinner party ended in a rather relaxed atmosphere. Interestingly, Camille-san and Princess Alicia got along well, and after the banquet, they went to the princess's room to continue their conversation. Perhaps a business person on good terms with the Queen will be born in the future. Master, let's sleep in the room downstairs tonight. When I returned to my room in a good mood, In suggested with a smile. We've slept there before, so there's no need to sleep underwater on purpose, is there? There is a comfortable place prepared above, you know. It's revenge for the last time. I think I'll sleep well this time. Apparently, she was slightly frustrated that she woke up in a strange place last time. But I guess it's pretty hard to change your sleeping position at will. Well, if that's what Ins wants, I guess it's okay. Okay, then. Let's sleep underwater. It's not that sleeping underwater is painful, even if it feels a little strange. Besides, if that's all it takes to make Ins happy, it's a small price to pay. Thank you, Master. Felicia, I won't lose this time. Huh? Oh. Yes. Understood. Felicia is a bit confused by In's sudden explanation. Maybe because Felicia was the only one who had a nice sleeping posture, Ins thought she couldn't lose. Although it's a bit silly, Ins seems to enjoy her life. I should also be proactive. No. Ins was the kind of person I shouldn't learn from. Yes, I'm going to live my life as myself. Striving for the Luxury Liner, Volume 22 Chapter 6. Sponsored chapter by Patreon. Enjoy. Chapter 6. The Mermaid Kingdom Market. After entering the castle in the Mermaid Kingdom, the lucky pervert god died, but we were able to finish the dinner party hosted by Her Majesty the Queen without incident. Well, I think we only talked about magical girls at the dinner party. But since I came up with the idea for the trade goods, the dinner party wasn't so bad, I guess. Good morning, Master. Felicia's voice woke me. Huh? I feel really strange. A tail fin. Oh, that's right, I've been sleeping underwater. Felicia, good morning. And where's Ins? Felicia silently points to the corner of the room. Ins is sleeping against the wall. What was all that confidence last night? By the way, where are Rimu and Pent? Felicia points to the mermaid chair. Wow, that's so cute. Pent is curled up in a ball, and Rimu is sleeping on top of him, with Pent's face gently resting on top of him. It's just too cute. Most of all, the sight of them getting along is precious. Well, they've been getting along for a while now. They're so cute. Let's leave them alone until breakfast. I'll wake Ins up. Oh, Master, is it morning already? What do you mean by it's morning already? Please don't make it difficult for me in the morning with your sexy looks. Ins, look around you. Around me? The walls. Yes, the walls. Good morning, Master. Ins behaved as if nothing had happened. I'm a little envious of her nerve. When Felicia saw that Ins was still half asleep, she started taking care of her. That was really helpful. Now, about breakfast. I think they'll bring it to our rooms, but Her Majesty apologized, saying that she would like to have breakfast with us. Since I couldn't settle down, it would be better if we had breakfast separately. We each finish breakfast in our own rooms and then meet with everyone else. Wataru, what are you going to do today? Are you going into town? Marina-san asks me about my plans for the day. I want to have a quick meeting before I go into town. Please wait a moment. I'm definitely going to go sightseeing in the lively city of Mermaid. But I want to discuss an idea I had last night with Camille-san. Right, it's about tomatoes. I see, so you want to introduce a new taste to the Mermaid Kingdom and make it a specialty of the Beastman City, is that it? Camille-san makes a difficult face. What, True-san, that's not something you can do right away, is it? Yes, I think I'll wait until Beastman City is more or less in order. I wouldn't ask you to do it right away under the current circumstances. I am sorry. There are a lot of important people who want to implement their own ideas right away, so I was a little cautious. I see. I thought she was making a hard face, but it was a look of caution. I can understand that caution, though, because I have an image of nobles being unreasonable. Camille-san, I don't want to be lumped in with those selfish nobles. Do you understand? I generally try to avoid getting involved in things, but I still don't want to be associated with those stereotypical selfish nobles. I'm sorry, but even those selfish nobles wouldn't just decide to build a huge city on a whim, would they? I was hit with a counter-argument that left me speechless. But in my case, it's feasible, so I want to argue that I'm not selfish. Well, I'm not going to argue because I've already lost control, and I've come to Camille-san and the others for help. So what do you think of tomatoes? I had dinner and breakfast, and it was a bit monotonous. However, I think there is a lot of potential in dishes that solidify soup-like ingredients. In addition to tomatoes, I think the chicken soup that Wataru-san taught me would be something the mermaids would enjoy. Chicken soup jelly. I've heard of something like that. And since we were talking about cooking, Claretta-san joined the discussion. I often see her studying from cookbooks on luxury liners, so she really loves to cook. Still, chicken bones. It may be new to the mermaids who live in the sea, but it's not easy to make chicken bone broth. If I don't supply them directly, the broth will be on land. But if we can raise chickens, the beastman's diet will be richer, right? The problem is food and water, but assuming we can get water through the waterways. As for food, I can think of a few foods that might grow in the wasteland, but I think feeding the beastmen should take priority over feeding the chickens. Well, tomatoes are food, too, but I still want chickens. Being able to secure meat and eggs is a big deal. Corn, millet, and foxtail millet can be used as both food and chicken feed, but I think millet grows in watery places, and corn also needs a lot of water. I see. I've had chicken soup before, and it was delicious. If we could get the ingredients to solidify the soup from the Mermaid Kingdom, and then sell the tomato soup and chicken soup to the mermaids. No, We could manage with the tomatoes if we had time, but with the chicken. Camille-san, do you know the millet plant? Millet is a plant that grows best in hot, dry places, so if it exists, it should be possible to grow it near the Beastman city. The question is whether millet exists or not, but it seems likely that it would exist if we could communicate. Millet isn't very popular, but it's food for the poor. I see, millet might be a good food for the city of Beastman. If we have time, we could also use it as chicken feed. It's not something we can start right away, but it should be possible to include it in our future plans. The fact that there is millet is good news, but it won't be possible right away, will it? Well, it's difficult to settle down until the situation is stable, not to mention the fact that the houses are temporary. But it's great that we've come up with some ideas that could help maintain Beastman City. It's important to shake things up from time to time. Then please continue the discussion in that direction, even if it's not possible right away. Understood. I almost said that she should consult with the person in charge. If I had said that, I'm sure the person in charge would have said that I was the one in charge. Well, the Toyomi Trading Company is more of a successor to the government than a person in charge, and William-san and the others are architects. I don't want to take on any responsibility or work, so I think it's time to decide on a representative for the Beastmen. There are so many of them, so there must be someone who can take charge. Well, now that the difficult conversation is over, it's time to have a look around Mermaid City. *****. 2 soldiers were assigned to protect us. It seems that the nobles also wanted to come with us, but I was quite relieved to hear that they had to go to work. The soldiers were assigned to protect us, not because we were in danger, but because they would be able to help us when we were surrounded by the mermaids. We were like idols. Where would you like to go first, Watru-sama? I don't know the tourist spots in the Mermaid Kingdom, but if I'm going to show Camille-san around, I guess there's only one choice. Please take me to the market. The escort mermaids nodded and started swimming ahead of us. Mermaids really do swim gracefully, don't they? Except that the escort mermaids are male. I wanted to be gracefully led by a beautiful soldier mermaid of the gallant type. While thinking of silly things, I urged Camille-san, who was confused, to follow me. It's a strange feeling to swim around in the city. Well, I've swum in castles and slept in water before, so it's nothing new. Camille-san also decided to sleep underwater. I knew that, but she's got a strong sense of curiosity. Camille, were you able to wake up properly on the bed? Yes, I floated a little, but I was on the bed, right? I see. Camille-san answers In's question honestly, although she wonders what she's being asked. Ins looks disappointed. She looks sad because she can't find a companion who sleeps badly. But I see. Camille-san is the type who sleeps well. I don't know what that's good for, but I think I'll remember it. Oh, I can see the market now. Whoa. Camille-san lets out a cute voice at the unique market that makes use of the fact that it is underwater. We knew about it from the festival, but it is natural to be surprised at the sight of shops and stalls floating in the water. We are the first visitors to observe the scene. Well, it's clear that Carla-san's attention is drawn to the food stalls and Claretta-san's to the shops selling ingredients. Still, it's a little strange to see live fish being sold in baskets like that, isn't it? What about the water pressure? The store in front of us sells fish by tying them up with rope like seaweed and letting them swim around. Camille-san, who seemed very interested in this unfamiliar scene, dragged us along and began to carefully check the products in each stall. I think she was doing serious market research because it was important for trading goods and advising Princess Alicia, with whom she had become friends. Seeing her like this makes me want to praise myself for recruiting Camille-san. I think it's especially wonderful that I can leave the difficult parts of the business to Camille-san and trust her with everything without worrying about it going wrong. We swim through the market, watching the mermaids go about their business. Thanks to the sacred treasure, I think we're swimming smoothly, but it's still a bit awkward compared to the mermaids. Even so, Pent, the sea serpent, shows a swimming style that's not inferior to the mermaids, and Rimmer swims at speed like a bullet. No, he swims explosively. It's strange how he can reach such a speed despite his soft, round form. Is he overcoming the resistance of the water with his strength? Even the mermaids around him are surprised. Oh, it's a shrimp. It's the perfect size for tempura, and it looks like a tempura festival. On a houseboat would be fun. The houseboat I bought is famous for its manjayaki, but it also has all the equipment for making tempura. So if I throw in the fresh seafood I got in the Mermaid Kingdom, it's a deal. Let's buy as much seafood as we can that can be used for tempura. I like shrimp, squid, chicken, and whitefish tempura, but I can't give up on gobi, either. For vegetables, there was pumpkin, lotus root, onion, and red pickled ginger. I'm getting hungry. Striving for the Luxury Liner, Volume 22 Chapter 7. Enjoy. Chapter 7, A Happy Problem. We spent the night in a castle in the Mermaid Kingdom, and the next morning, I asked Camille-san about the special products of Beastman City. As expected, we didn't come up with any ideas that we could start right away, but we did come up with some ideas that we could probably implement in the future, such as millet, tomatoes, and poultry. After that, we went to the market for sightseeing, and Camille-san inspected the market with great seriousness. While I had just thought of tempura when I saw the seafood. The seafood I bought was to be delivered alive to the castle later, so I lightened my load and headed to the next tourist spot. But I had a new problem to deal with. There were monkfish for sale at the market, and I bought them on a whim. 3 of them, in fact. Monkfish are delicious, but I don't know how to cook them. So I decided to keep one whole and use it as a gift for the god of gastronomy Sama, and to have the castle cooks clean the other 2. What should I do with them? Monkfish hot pot is a given, but I've also heard of monkfish tempura. In my mind, monkfish is more associated with fried food than tempura. The monkfish I bought was quite large, so it wouldn't be a problem if I made both dishes by separating the meat, but I feel like making fried food would detract from the main theme of tempura, so I don't really want to do that. But I do want to eat fried monkfish. I also wonder what to do with the fish liver. There are different ways to enjoy it, so it's a difficult choice. It's a difficult but happy problem, but since it's a problem, it's also a problem that I can't concentrate on sightseeing. I'm always worrying. Next, the mermaid soldiers took us to a place where mermaids gather. This was the result of Camille-san's wish to see the daily life of mermaids and how they enjoy themselves. We arrived at the Mermaid Square. Since mermaids are mainly interested in swimming, the ground of the plaza is relatively simple, but there are several facilities that you wouldn't find in an ordinary ground-level plaza, so it's quite interesting. First, there are the clay pipes. Large clay pipes, like the ones you'd see piled up in the empty lots of old-timey anime, are piled up all over the plaza. T/N, like in Doraemon. Young mermaids play happily in the holes, but it seems that they are not really playthings, and you can also see adult mermaids lying in the pipes and chatting. The pipes also seem to be used as benches. It certainly seems like the pipes would be more comfortable for mermaids, but it feels like the nature of fish is being brought to the fore, and I can't help but feel a certain way about it. There are also a few floating stalls that are not as densely packed as in the market. Perhaps the floating stalls play the role of the mobile food stalls that appear in parks and the like. What, Trusan? There doesn't seem to be anything of particular interest here, so why don't we split up and go our separate ways? After checking the situation in the square, Camille-san suggests that we go our separate ways. She seems to want to be able to move around freely. Even if we split up, Ins and Felicia will be with me, and the soldiers will also be with me. If we split up just to be safe, that's fine. Marina and the others should stay with Camille-san. Since it's not a dangerous place, I accepted the suggestion, and we decided to split up. Ins, Felicia, Rima, and Pent, is there any place you're interested in? Kyuku. As I asked, Pent began to lead us, squeaking happily. The destination was a stack of 3 clay pipes. Pent seemed very interested in the clay pipes. When we arrived at the clay pipes, Pent slipped into the top pipe and looked at us. It looked like he was smiling smugly, or rather, he looked more like a moray eel than a sea serpent. Perhaps inspired by Pent, Rima also wiggled his tiny tail and slid into the pipe. But Pent's gaze never left me. No doubt he wanted me to join him in the pipe. It was a little embarrassing, but since Pent had invited me, I decided to join him. Ins and Felicia looked at me, saying, "What? You're going in?" As I entered the pipe. The subtle darkness is a bit relaxing. It's like the feeling you get when you make a secret base in a closet when you're a kid. It's a feeling that makes you a little excited and nervous, and once you get used to it, it will probably go away, but the feeling of relief will probably continue. Ins and Felicia, you should come in as well. Huh? Ins sounds like she doesn't want to, and Felicia looks worried. I know how they feel, but we're all in this together, so we'll share the shame together. Well, It seems to be a normal thing for mermaids, so it's not really a shame. It's so relaxing. Yes, it feels like playing in a hollow tree in the forest. They didn't look like they liked it, but maybe their childish curiosity was piqued, and Ins and Felicia seemed to enjoy it as well. It's also a bit funny that Ins and Felicia are lying on their backs, and I'm lying face down. Since we're underwater, there's no strain on the body, and it feels really easy to talk. I'm starting to think it would be nice to just relax and wait for Camille-san and the others to finish their sightseeing. We relaxed. But Rimmer seemed to get bored, so he started swimming around the square, so we decided to continue our sightseeing. Camille-san was looking at the shops, so we decided to go somewhere else. There are some mermaid kids gathered over there. But what are they doing? As we approached to take a closer look, we saw that there were a lot of pretty little fish gathered around the children. There is some kind of powder coming out of the children's hands, and it seems that they are attracting the little fish with bait. It's like feeding the pigeons in the park. The children don't make a fuss, but their faces look very happy and cute. As I watched them smiling, one of the children began to move slowly, scattering the bait. The other children seemed to have stopped scattering the bait. Then, as if directing the school of small fish, the children moved toward a fine mesh basket. Or rather, Gage. The child scattering the bait and guiding the school throws the bait he is holding into the basket. A school of small fish follows the food into the basket, and one of the children mercilessly closes the lid of the basket. Yay, we have more snacks. This fish is pretty tasty, isn't it? I like it. The mermaid children begin to make a fuss. It seems they weren't just playing with the fish, they were working hard to secure their own snacks. The law of the jungle, it's the natural order of things, but it's a little sad to see such a harsh side of life among the children. Let's look at another place. I think that's it. The life of the mermaids today is full of vitality and peace, but there are many times when you can see glimpses of the harshness of reality. Sorry to keep you waiting, Wataru-san. While I was lost in thought about the harshness of reality, Camille-san, who had been acting separately, returned. It seems that she had a fulfilling inspection, and her smile seems to be shining. Did you have fun? Yes, I got some interesting information. Information? Yes. I was told where to find the places where the shells that hold the pearls grow in clusters. I can't get them myself, but they're good enough to trade. Pearls. They certainly seem like they'd be worth money, but I think the Aquamarine Kingdom also deals in pearls. So there's competition. Or maybe Camille-san doesn't need to be so specific about the Aquamarine Kingdom. It's possible to do good business in Southern City and Cagliari. If she were to wholesale pearls to Southern City and Cagliari and then buy some kind of product there, she might be able to establish a large economic zone. I wonder if the Mermaid Kingdom would sneak in there. Well, I'm also curious about the fish I bought, so I think it's time to go back to the castle. Asterisk asterisk asterisk. How would you like the fish to be prepared? Oh, please prepare it with the back cut open. When I returned and checked the fish that had been delivered, I asked the castle cook to prepare the monkfish, but I also asked him to prepare the other fish. I thought they would cut them more beautifully than I could, so I got greedy and started being impertinent. Hey, you're using a different knife. Is it a special knife? The question was asked by Claretta-san, who has a keen nose for things related to cooking and followed me without saying anything. It's unusual, isn't it? Isn't it made of metal? It has a strange sheen, and even though it's beautiful and white, it doesn't feel right like a knife. I had made a knife recently, so why didn't I notice it until I was told? Yes, it's difficult to work with metal in the sea, so this knife is made from the shell of a magical shellfish. A monster shellfish, a shellfish, and a monster shellfish at that. So the shell must be really tough. Can you use it on land? How sharp is it? It seems that it was used for business on land in the past, so I think you can use it. As for sharpness, the skill of the whetstone sharpener is important. If it's made by a good sharpener, it will have great sharpness. I wonder why. Even though I've just made something amazing like a Norichalcum knife, I really want the shellfish knife. Can I buy one too? Claretta-san got hooked on the knives too. They're so cool. You want to have one? I want to show the shellfish knife to the god of gastronomy Sama along with the orichalcum knife, offer up the monkfish, and be praised endlessly. Do you want to buy one? They're unique, so there aren't many, but we sell them. Shall I call the seller to the castle? Oh, no, I'd like to go to the store. Could you tell me where it is? Is that alright with you? Claretta, I'm grateful that they're bringing the goods to me, but I feel bad and can't relax, so if possible, I'd prefer to visit the shop in person. Yes, of course. Shall we go now? No, we just got back today, let's do it tomorrow. I haven't had the monkfish prepared yet, so it would be a problem to go now. Yes, it's too sudden today. Claretta-san, who looks a little disappointed, is cute. I feel like this visit to the Mermaid Kingdom has been a fulfilling visit in a different way. Striving for the Luxury Liner, Volume 22 Chapter 8, sponsored chapter by Patreon. Enjoy. Chapter 8, Certain Victory. On a tour of the Mermaid Kingdom, I bought a lot of fish at the market. Then, I went to the square and was surprised to see how the clay pipes were used. I also experienced the harshness of nature with the cute mermaid children. Afterward, I tried to have the fish I bought prepared by the chef of the castle, and I ended up wanting the chef's unusual knife. Although I had just had an orichalcum knife made for me. Then I will start cooking. I'm looking forward to it. Yes, I've never thought of cooking for myself before. After the castle cook prepared the seafood, I decided to invite the Queen and Princess and Alicia to dinner as a thank you for last night's dinner. Well, the main course won't be the seafood I bought. I figured seafood wouldn't be out of the ordinary for a mermaid royalty who lives in the sea, so I just tried a few different spices from the land. I also decided not to think about the etiquette and various other issues involved in inviting such important people as the Queen and the first princess to dinner. The main dish I've chosen is a hot sandwich maker that is very popular on the southeastern island. It's a bit of a crazy idea to let a great person cook for themselves, but I have a plan that I think will work. Because in anime and manga, great people always seem to have a sparkle in their eyes when they experience cooking for themselves. You might think it's a bit strange to apply knowledge from manga and anime to real life, but I think there are truths hidden in these forms of entertainment. In other words, if you can combine a new experience with a delicious hot sandwich, you're guaranteed to win. Well, it was a spur-of-the-moment idea, because there was a big cooking room with air in a part of the kitchen. I found it, so I decided to invite Her Majesty and the first princess on a whim. I must have caused trouble in several places. I'm really sorry, but as I imagined, Her Majesty and the first princess were very excited when they heard the explanation that the various ingredients would be laid out, and they could choose and grill the ingredients themselves. I think I had the same look on my face when my mother made me hand-rolled sushi as a child. At times like this, age, nationality, and even race don't seem to matter. Let me show you how it's done. First, we'll make the classic ham and cheese. Put the bread in the hot sandwich maker, put the ham and cheese on top, then put the bread on top and press the top and bottom together. Then all you have to do is cook both sides on the grill. Why don't you try it? I showed them how to do it, but it was so easy that they didn't ask any questions and just started cooking. I was worried about the air circulation because of the fire, but as you'd expect in the kitchen of a royal castle, the air was constantly circulating, and there was no risk of oxygen deprivation. How long should we cook this, Watru-sama? Well, as a rough guide, when the bread is golden brown, it's ready to eat, so it's a good idea to check it halfway through. As for my own preferences, checking the progress is a bad idea. It's important to hone your senses and bake it beautifully, but it's not right to impose my preferences on Her Majesty and the first princess. I see. Her Majesty and Princess Alicia nodded, then turned to the hot sandwich maker with serious expressions. Next to them, Inz, Felicia, and Marina-san also faced the hot sandwich maker. It was a peaceful but strange sight, with humans, dark elves, beastmen, and mermaids cooking together in harmony. Here you go. The sandwich was successfully cooked, and I handed the bread knife and cutting board to the Queen. Watru-sama, isn't this knife and cutting board made of orichalcum? Yes, it's very sharp. Her Majesty and Princess Alicia had basically looked at me with respect, but for the first time, they looked at me as if I were crazy. I couldn't deny it. But if Her Majesty was going to use it, I had to prepare the best. Besides, I wanted to show off. Her Majesty stared at the orichalcum knife for a while. In a way, it was the work of a fool. But even so, the blade, forged with all the strength of a skilled blacksmith, had a unique power. Oh, how beautiful! After looking at the knife for a while, Her Majesty the Queen, who had decided to ignore the orichalcum bread knife on the grounds that it wasn't the point, let out a gasp of admiration at the cross-section of the hot sandwich. There's something indescribably attractive about the cross-section of a hot sandwich. It's beautiful. It looks delicious. Princess Alicia, who had just cut her own hot sandwich, seemed to have her appetite whetted and swallowed her saliva as she looked at the cross-section. Well, shall we eat the half we just cut? Arranging hot sandwiches with different ingredients looks better. But you should eat the first hot sandwich while it's still hot. Well then, let's eat it right away. It's dark, monsieur. Her Majesty the Queen and Princess Alicia bite into the hot sandwich at the same time. A pleasant crunching sound can be heard. It's delicious. It's so delicious. The two of them, who had been eating with their eyes closed, opened their eyes wide as if a fire was about to appear in the background and started talking about how impressed they were. If this were a manga, the characters' eyes would gleam with joy. If they're that happy, I'm really happy, too. It's so colorful and looks incredibly delicious, but I can't eat any more. Me neither. Her Majesty the Queen and Princess Alicia looked down in frustration. Of course, they would. After the first time, they kept eating the sliced half on the spot, so I wonder how many slices of bread they've eaten. I should have been more careful, but not only me, but Ins, Felicia, Marina-san, and even Rimmer and Pence started preaching their favorite combinations to them. When that happens, the people doing the preaching want them to eat it in the best possible condition, so there is no stopping them. By the way, I also tried to evangelize the fashionable shrimp avocado. Princess Alicia seemed to like it very much, so I couldn't help but smile. As I was in such a good mood, Camille-san looked a little down next to me. Camille-san had prepared a number of dishes on small plates with the intention of letting Her Majesty and the first princess try the land-style seasoning. However, the current queen and the first princess are so full that even their spare stomachs, which are usually reserved for sweets, are filled to bursting with bread, so there is definitely no room for them to eat any of these dishes. In fact, if they try to force themselves to eat them, they run the risk of vomiting. However, Camille-san also tries to introduce her own favorite combinations to the queen and the first princess. In a way, they have brought this upon themselves. Still, it really is a beautiful dish. Despite her bulging belly, Her Majesty the Queen admires the cross-section of hot sandwiches arranged in a radial pattern on the platter. Even excluding Rimmer and Pent, there were 8 of us grilling, so the colorful cross-sections covered a rather large platter. The scene is more like a flower garden created by the coming together of different foods than a single flower. Since everyone is already full, this scene is unlikely to collapse for a while. Thank you, Wataru-sama. I had a lot of fun. While we were relaxing, Princess Alicia came over to thank me with a bright smile. Let's pretend we didn't see her rubbing her belly. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Princess Alicia may be the first daughter, but she's still at an age where you could say she's still a child. It's good for her to have this kind of time for innocent fun. When we get back to Dark Elf Island, maybe we should have a hot sandwich party with Princess Anne-Marie. I'm sure she'll enjoy it as much as Her Majesty the Queen and Princess Alicia. I was full before this meal was over because I had made too many dishes and tried them all, but I think it was a great success. Such incidents become part of the memories. Camille-san, would you like me to store this food for you? After the meal, we left the large platter of hot sandwiches for the mermaids, but Camille-san's small dishes were still left over. No, I think I'll let the castle cooks try them. I see. So it seems that this time, she's decided to attack the lower ranks of the castle, leaving the final word of the royal family for another time. It's not a bad thing for the castle cooks to try out the spices we can prepare. In fact, it's quite amazing that we can sell our flavors to the castle cooks, even though the royal family's backing is too strong a hand to play. ******. The day after the dinner party with the Queen and Princess Alicia, I went to the kitchen knife shop with the soldier, as I had asked. I bought a large amount of seafood and asked the castle cook to prepare it, and then I invited the Queen and Princess to a dinner party that evening. I think I'm being a little too generous. And yet, I'm off to look at kitchen knives again. Even though I say I'm just looking, I somehow think I'll end up buying something. It's the same phenomenon as when you go to look at something for your hobby and end up buying it. I don't have a hobby of collecting knives, but maybe it's because I ended up getting something a little crazy, like the orichalcum knife, that I became interested in unusual knives. Well, It's also because I want to use the rare cooking utensils as a topic of conversation with the god of gastronomy Sama. This way, the soldier led me to a building that looked more like a workshop than a shop. Next to the workshop were several huge bowls. I see, so that's what they call the magic shell. It looks many times bigger than the shell depicted in the Birth of Venus, but the thing inside isn't Venus, it's a monster. Wait a minute. Venus wasn't born from the shell. She just rode on it, right? But the painting's title is Birth. Wait a minute, now I'm really curious. Can I look it up in the library on the luxury liner? Wataru, won't you come in? While I was thinking about the difficult question of finding the book, Claretta-san approached me with a slightly nervous look. Since Claretta-san also likes to cook, she seems to want to see the knives as soon as possible. Maybe she is thinking of buying some. Sorry, I'll be right there. Let's hurry. To be honest, the only people interested in the knives are Claretta-san and me, so except for Camille-san, who is interested in them from a business point of view, it's no different from a school trip. I have to take good care of Claretta-san, who is a valuable cooking companion. Striving for the Luxury Liner, Volume 22 Chapter 9. Thanks to Argus for the Kofia and this chapter. 1/2. Chapter 9. The Value of a Knife. I invited Her Majesty the Queen and Princess Alicia to a hot sandwich party. As I expected, they were delighted, but the unexpected thing was that they were full before the proper food could be served. The next day, as planned, I went to buy a knife. Hey, don't they make knives here? When I entered the workshop, weapons and armor, such as spears and shields, were lined up. It was completely different from the atmosphere I had imagined. Marina-san and the others then got into the spirit of things and began to look at the weapons and armor happily. Marina-san picked up a dagger, Carla-san picked up a shield, and Claretta-san looked around. I guess Claretta-san's main weapons are holy magic and maces. It seems that they don't have maces because of the water resistance in the sea, and spears, thin swords, and daggers are popular. Personally, I find it odd that they have a shield that is so water resistant, and a large one at that. I guess they use it in places where defense is important, but that's outside my area of expertise. More importantly, the kitchen knives. Don't you want to take a look at them, Ins and Felicia? If we see them, we'll want them, and we've already had our master get us Orichalcum weapons, so it would be too much to get more than that. Even the Orichalcum weapons were too much, but I generally agree with In's opinion. I see. I was a little surprised by In's quite reasonable opinion, but I was also happy that she seemed to think so highly of my gift. Wataru, there are no knives. I was a little touched by that. But then Claretta-san started asking me about it. She's so cute. Well, let's see. I'll ask the soldier who showed us around. The shopkeeper was busy with Marina-san and the others, so I went to ask the soldier. I asked the soldier who had been watching us casually about the knife, and he went to the back of the store with a look on his face that said, "Oh, that reminds me." A little later, a mermaid came out with the soldier. "What is it?" "This mermaid looks like a craftsman, or rather, he is a craftsman." I feel bad that the craftsman was called instead of the shopkeeper, but it's lucky that I can hear the story directly from the craftsman. "Hello, I actually came here because I wanted to buy a knife, but I couldn't find one." "I'm sorry." Someone from the castle asked about the knives, so I was just polishing them up a bit. "I'll bring them to you right away." The craftsman mermaid told me why there were no knives in the shop. "I see, so if someone from the castle brings up the subject, you'll go and clean them, even if you've just polished them." After waiting a while, the craftsman brought out some knives on a stand. "I'm sorry there aren't many, but these are all we have." There were 5 knives. It seems that they only make Yanajiba and Diba knives. Maybe they make them to make it easy to cook fish since they are a country surrounded by the sea. But even though there are only a few types, it seems that they didn't cut corners, and the knives on display make the most of the beauty of the shells, and just by looking at them, you can feel how sharp they are. They're wonderful. It's just a shame there aren't more of them. If there aren't enough of them, I hesitate to buy them. Even though I don't cook that much. My real job is making weapons. And knives are a bit difficult. They have to be much thinner than weapons, and they have to be strong and flexible enough to withstand that, so only a small part of the magic shell can be used. I see. I couldn't understand what he was saying for a moment, but in the Western style, spears and other weapons are often thick. On the other hand, thick blades are unsuitable for preparing fish, so perhaps the original concept is different. So what kind of knife do mermaids use in their daily lives? This knife could be called a work of art. I don't think it would be used in an ordinary household. If we were to use a Japanese equivalent, it would be like a short sword made by a Japanese swordsmith using the best techniques and materials and then used as a kitchen knife. That's made of a kind of shell that can be easily processed and is not suitable for use as a weapon. Metal ones are also made with special processing, but they also cost a reasonable amount. I see. I'm also interested in that knife, but if possible, I'd like to have a good one in front of me. When I go shopping, I'm the kind of person who gets distracted by products that are a notch above what I was expecting to buy. Excuse me. Is it possible for us to buy this item? No, it's not that we're trying to get it by force because we're involved with the castle, but we're talking about things like maintenance. To be honest, given my relationship with the Mermaid Kingdom, I can get my hands on most things. After all, I'm treated at a level where even sacred treasures can be given to me. The problem is something else. When amateurs use their power and money to acquire things based on history and tradition, they often end up ruining them because they don't know how to handle them. I've seen people do that a few times in Japan and get themselves into trouble, so I want to avoid that kind of situation. I'm very sensitive to self-preservation. If I don't get killed, I'll live a long time. It's better to have as few worries as possible later on. Oh, you mean maintenance? First of all, it is said that this knife can be used on land without any problems. However, this is just an old legend, so it cannot be said for sure. However, the quality and toughness are certain, and it will not break even if it cuts through the bones of a sea monster. Therefore, I think it is okay to use it. But when it comes to sharpening, it is better to have it brought here for maintenance. If it can cut through the bones of monsters, it should be fine for normal cooking. As for sharpening it, it's a bit of a hassle, but if you think about sending it to the manufacturer for repair and maintenance, it's not that strange. Given our relationship with the Mermaid Kingdom, we'll probably be visiting regularly, if not frequently. I'll buy it. No, I haven't even asked if we can buy it yet. It's okay for maintenance, but is it okay for us to buy it? We don't have any purchasing restrictions, so it's okay. To tell you the truth, these knives don't sell well. The price is reasonable, and these knives were made by the previous generation. The chef at the castle uses knives from the previous generation. If there are unsold items, it's hard for me to make new ones. The craftsman told us with a wry smile. It seems that they were actually unpopular products. I see, so they are good products. But they are the kind of products that don't meet people's needs. But it's too late to worry about the price now. If I was going to be scared off by the price, I should have been scared off by the orichalcum knife when I made it. I'll buy it. If I can buy it, I'll buy it. It's only too convenient that I have more than I need. Asterisk asterisk asterisk. I ended up buying 2 knives, a dibba and a yanajiba. The craftsman smiled wryly as he said they were expensive but less than 1/10 of the price of the orichalcum bread knife. I could really see how sinful I had been. Claretta-san also agonized over the price and ended up buying a dibba knife. Normally, when you buy something expensive, you agonize over the price, which is the right thing to do. If I don't cherish these feelings, I will probably drift further and further away from the world. I think I'll try to keep my spirits up. Fufu. I bought it. I want to cook. Wataru. Claretta-san spoke to me with a smile. That's right. It would be a nuisance to bother the kitchen staff at the Mermaid Castle too much, so how about we cook together when we get back to the surface? Yes, I'm looking forward to that. I promised to cook with Claretta-san. We've cooked together before, but it's always nice to make a promise like that. Oh, I wanted to make tempura, so let's cook together. I've already done some of the prep work, but there will be plenty of opportunities to use the knife. Like for kekiage. While chatting about cooking, we returned to the castle. We bought knives, but the other members didn't buy weapons. Apparently, the quality was quite good, but the weapons made for mermaids have different details, such as the center of gravity. When it comes to weapons that you trust with your life, you can't just buy them because they're rare, like knives. Asterisk asterisk asterisk. We are on our way out to sea on the White Dolphin. This visit was just to make our presence known, but we came away with many things, including fresh seafood, kitchen knives, and the possibility of trade with the Beastman City. Camille-san and Princess Alicia were seriously considering trade, in particular, and we agreed to begin a trial run once the Beastman City was more self-sufficient. As soon as I return to Beastman City, I'll submit the proposal for tomatoes, millet, and poultry farming to the board of directors of the Toyomi Trading Company. Oh, and I also have to think about choosing a representative, or rather, a person in charge of the Beastman. I can't see what will happen to Beastman City yet, but I think we're starting to gather the materials we need. However, it's been a while since we were on the sea. That's right, I'll only be able to go if you invite me, Wataru-sama. As you can tell from the conversation, Her Majesty the Queen and the First Princess are accompanying us. When I told them that I just wanted to show my face and that I would be leaving soon, they gave off an air that said they wanted to come, too, even though they didn't say so directly. You know what I mean, right? When they've been so kind to us, and Her Majesty the Queen gives off such a vibe, it's impossible not to invite them, right? Well, their two purposes are to pray to the sea god Sama in the church on the luxury liner and to watch magical girl shows at night. But the church, I've been looking away the whole time, but I feel like I have to deal with creator god Sama soon, or it will be dangerous. It's about time I invited the gods to the luxury liner, so I'll deal with it when Her Majesty and the others return. But what should I do? The gods have been waiting for this moment, so they must be harassing creator god Sama to their heart's content. Even if there is a contract with the world, I have no idea how to deal with creator god Sama, who is stressed from being overworked. Just thinking about it gives me a heavy heart. For now, I'll do my best to entertain the Queen and Princess. Striving for the Luxury Liner, Volume 22 Chapter 10. Thanks to Argus for the Kofia and this chapter. 2 halves. Chapter 10, a fun time for the two of them. The day after the hot sandwich party, I went to see the knives as planned. To my surprise, it was a weapons shop, and there were only 5 knives left. I wondered if it was possible to buy such a valuable knife. But since knives are expensive and not in demand in the market, I was able to buy it and receive thanks. After that, I finished my errands and returned to the sea. For some reason, with Her Majesty the Queen and Princess Alicia, we returned to the sea and welcomed Her Majesty the Queen and Princess Alicia aboard the Chris. I could have used the chateau, but considering the atmosphere of Her Majesty the Queen, I thought it would be better to use the Chris this time. When they arrived, Her Majesty and the Princess had a light snack and tea at the cafe and then went immediately to the church. I'm sure they are praying earnestly to Sea God Sama right now, and Sea God Sama is smiling as he listens to their prayers. Her Majesty and the Queen's guards are waiting at the church, and I've already served them tea. We've just returned to the sea on autopilot, so I'm not tired at all. Then there's only one thing left to do, prepare for the tempura party. Oh, I promised to cook with Claretta-san. We split up and went our separate ways, but I should have invited her first. The places where Claretta-san might be now. The church is used by Her Majesty the Queen, so Claretta-san's personality would probably keep her from going there. There are no crane games on this ship, so I think she'd either be in the room, in the library where the cookbooks are, or somewhere eating with Carla-san. There are food shops scattered around the ship, so the area is quite large. I'll check Claretta-san's room and the library, and if I can't find her there, I'll ask around. I could use the ship's public address system, but it would be a nuisance if the announcement reached the church. Claretta-san, I'm going to prepare a meal to welcome Her Majesty the Queen and Princess Alicia. Would you like to join me? I went to Claretta-san's room, but she wasn't there. I checked the library, but she wasn't there either. I was about to give up when I ran into Marina-san, who was playing with Fu-chan, and I was able to find out where she was. She was at a bistro cafe. I thought Carla-san had already had tea and a light meal at another cafe earlier, but it seemed that wasn't enough for her, so she went on a cafe hopping spree. Also, Claretta-san went with her, Marina-san went to play with Fu-chan, and Camille-san seemed to be making a plan in her room. I didn't see Ins and Felicia, but I gave them some pocket money, so I think they're both in the casino. Still, it's amazing that Carla-san eats so much and still has such a great figure. But, well, these people move around as much as they eat, so I don't think any woman in the world would hold a grudge against them. In the relaxed atmosphere of the luxury liner, they move energetically, showing the reality of another world, even though it's just a workout. Of course, it's time to use the knives I bought. Claretta-san smiles and accepts my invitation. It's like she's saying, it's time to use the knives. And it's so cute. I'll come too. Carla-san, who doesn't cook, puts a sandwich in her mouth and stands up. I think she's trying to help out and get a taste of the food. Rimo and Fu-chan are also trying to get a taste of the food, and Pent is getting greedy because of them. So I wanted to prepare more food than usual with the queen and her entourage in mind, but I think I'll make even more. If there's anything left over, I can always store it in the rubber boat. Oh, you're cooking on that boat today? When I summon the houseboat, Claretta-san tilts her head in surprise. I can understand the question, as the kitchen on a luxury liner is larger, and there are many appliances. But in my mind, the image of eating tempura on a houseboat is ingrained. Well, I've only eaten tempura on a houseboat twice, and this houseboat is mainly for Munjiaki. Since we're inviting Her Majesty the Queen and Princess Alicia, I thought they might be more pleased with a new kind of boat. Even if I say it's a standard type, they won't understand, so I'll give them a reason that's easy to understand. This reason isn't a lie, either. I see, it's certainly a boat full of exotic atmosphere, so they'll be happy. From Claretta-san's point of view, it's not an exotic atmosphere, it's an otherworldly atmosphere. Monja is delicious. Claretta-san was satisfied, and Carla-san was already planning to eat monja. Well, if it means less snacking, I don't mind. When we got to the houseboat, Carla-san, Rimo, and Fu-chan went straight to the table. Pent was also drawn to the table. Well, since Carla-san is taking care of everyone, I don't have to worry, right? I'm just going to enjoy my time with Claretta-san. I don't feel lonely at all. Wataru, where shall we start? Claretta-san takes out a knife and calls to me with a cheerful expression. She can't wait to start cutting. Shall we start by preparing the vegetables? Onions, sweet potatoes, pumpkins, onions, beefsteak plant, bell peppers, lotus root, eggplant. That's about the extent of the vegetables I can prepare at the moment. T/N. Yes, he mentioned onions twice. It would be more fun if I had Japanese ginger or wild vegetables, but the main dish is seafood, and I'm also planning to fry various kinds of mushrooms, so I think it will be enough. Okay, I'll start with this pumpkin. Claretta-san picked out a pumpkin from the vegetables on the table. You're going to try something hard right away, aren't you? I asked the chef, and he said it's very sharp and durable, so it can cut through even hard ingredients with ease. She wants to try it. Okay, cut it in half, remove the seeds, and then cut it into slices about 5 mm thick. Yes. Claretta-san continues cutting the pumpkin in silence. Claretta-san, how does it feel to cut it? I'm sorry. What can I say? It feels really good. The hard pumpkin is cut smoothly, but with just the right amount of resistance. I can't describe it well. Why don't you try cutting it, Wataru? The moment when Claretta-san was enchanted by the knife and said it felt good was truly erotic. Wataru, is something wrong? I'm sorry, nothing at all. I'll try it too. I pretended to be excited and accepted the pumpkin. I placed the pumpkin on the cutting board and held the knife I had bought. The equipment on the luxury liner is indestructible, so I don't have to worry. Slice. Just by placing the blade on the pumpkin, which is supposed to be hard, the blade sinks while leaving a pleasant feeling in my hand. That feels good. I keep moving the knife back and forth. I can see why Claretta-san was so into it. It is great. To be honest, the origilcum knife didn't feel like it was cutting at all, but this knife really makes me feel like I'm cooking. It's like I've become a really good cook. That is true. I also used the origilcum knife, but it was so sharp it was a little scary. The magic shell knife has good balance and makes cooking a lot of fun. The origilcum knife has a bad reputation. No, it's not a bad knife at all, but it's so sharp that it's a little scary. And there's the disadvantage that you don't really feel a sense of accomplishment. It looks amazing when I can use it well, but I haven't mastered it yet. I hear that craftsmen are fussy about their tools, but I guess it's just a matter of degree. The thing that made me happy was that I was able to share my feelings with Claretta-san. I can really feel that the distance between us has shrunk, both physically and mentally. Let's cut a lot of ingredients so that we can share our feelings more. ******. We did a lot of prep work. There was an accident along the way where we cut the bones of a fish that didn't need to be cut with a knife, but it was still a very enjoyable time. However, because the cutting was so much fun, when it came time to fry the food, our enthusiasm waned a bit, but we still managed to fry the tempura beautifully. I tried all the things I had learned from books and manga, such as not mixing the tempura batter too much, adding ice, and using beer instead of water, and I managed to make a really delicious tempura. I also tasted it, and it was really delicious. Claretta-san, Carla-san, Rima, Pent, and Fu-chan were all very excited, so I can confidently serve it to Her Majesty. Also, I've already fried a large amount of tempura and stored it in the rubber boat. But I'm thinking of frying the tempura in front of the Queen and the others and having them eat it. They were happy with the hot sandwiches, so I'm sure they'll be happy with the tempura in front of them. This looks delicious. While we carefully prepared everything, Ins talked to Carla-san, who was eating manja. Felicia was with her. Ins, have you already lost? Felicia only plays a little when she goes out with Ins, so there's no need to worry about losing. I think it's about even. But, Master, why are you asking me a question that assumes I've lost? Even? That's unusual. If there was no time limit, Ins would keep playing until you win big, and when you win big, you're so happy it's obvious, so I assumed you lost. What's going on? Besides, I don't think Ins has any talent for gambling, but I don't say that. How rude. Ins pouted, but she didn't complain any further. Perhaps because she had too many things on her mind. So, what happened? Oh, that's right. The Queen and the others finished praying and were looking for you, so I came to call you. Is it that time already? Oh, it seems the time went by faster than I thought because I enjoyed cooking with Claretta-san. But Ins, I want you to tell me about important things like this before you get distracted by yakitori. You left the guests unattended. Also, it seems that there was something that confused them and made them look puzzled. That's why they ended their prayers a little early. What? I have a really bad feeling about this. Accidents in the church are related to God. If it's related to the Queen, then it must have something to do with Sea God Sama. Sea God Sama is also overprotective, so if things go badly, he might ask me to do something troublesome. I was having so much fun a while ago, but now my mood has completely changed. Striving for the Luxury Liner, Volume 22 Chapter 11. Enjoy. Chapter 11, It's Not a Campaign Car. We decided to have a tempura party to welcome the Queen and Princess Alicia back. I also had the ulterior motive of trying out the new magic shell knife I'd just bought and cooking with Claretta-san, but we had a really fun time together. In the end, however, Ins and Felicia delivered some ominous words to me. Your Majesty, we've kept you waiting. You said you wanted to ask me something? I don't really want to hear it, but I'm afraid of neglecting matters concerning the gods. However, Sea God Sama just seems to be overprotective, so it's a bit of a relief that there doesn't seem to be any malicious intent. I just hope that he doesn't ask me to go and rescue some mermaid that's struggling in the distant ocean. Yes, I think since it's a church, suspicious people can't come near. But when I was praying to Sea God Sama, I heard a voice that sounded like it was getting really excited, and after that, I heard a voice that sounded like a boy's voice calling me over and over again. That's not Sea God Sama's case. That's the case of the creator God Sama. Things are going badly. I want to ignore it, but if I ignore it, I'll definitely be in trouble later. There is a contract with the world, but the fact that he called me means that it must be something that doesn't violate that contract. I guess I have no choice but to go. I understand. Please don't worry. I'm glad to hear that. But when it comes to a mysterious being summoning Watru-sama, Her Majesty the Queen stutters her words and looks at me with beautiful, powerful eyes. I know what she means. That's right. That boyish voice is Creator God Sama. I don't want to say it, or rather, I can't say it. I can't help but hesitate to tell the people of this world that Creator God Sama is a boyish, fussy boy. I think it would make people happier to believe that the Creator God Sama is a great, perfect being. It is better not to think about it too deeply. Your Majesty the Queen and Princess Alicia and all the mermaids are being watched over by the Sea God Sama. Isn't that enough? That's right. That's enough, isn't it? It's really refreshing and romantic to see a beautiful, mature woman nodding like a little girl. And mature women are very wise. Even though children know it's better not to touch them, it's hard to suppress the desire to know more. In fact, Princess Alicia seems a little interested and fidgets a little. She is still a child. Well, I have some business to attend to, so I'll leave you to it. Oh, For tonight's meal, Claretta-san and I have prepared a dish of seafood we obtained in the Mermaid Kingdom, cooked using land-based methods. I'm a little proud of it, and I think it will be delicious, so please look forward to it. Strictly speaking, it's a Japanese cooking method, but Japan is also land-based. Well, I'm looking forward to it. Until then, I'll rest in my room. Yes, I'll come get you when it's time, so please relax. I said goodbye to Her Majesty and went to the church. Depending on what Creator God Sama says, there is a possibility that I won't be able to attend the dinner. No, I've never been detained for a long time in the divine realm, so there's at least time for me to prepare the food, right? But what kind of business is this? A request that goes through Her Majesty. I can't help but have a bad feeling. I wanted to ask God of the Fields Sama to join us, but it looks like there's no time for that. I arrived at the church and knelt before the statue of God to pray. Wataru-kun, you should pray more often. The moment I prayed, I heard Creator God Sama complaining. I didn't pray because I didn't want to interfere with Creator God Sama, who was always working, but maybe I neglected him a little too much. I am sorry. Well, it seems like something urgent, but is something wrong? Since the God of Light Sama is around, it's unlikely that Creator God Sama would break the contract and be unreasonable. Even though the God of Light Sama doesn't shine as brightly as she did when she made the black contract with Creator God Sama, she still shines brighter than when we first met. I think she's able to work in a less stressful environment. I'm glad that the God of Light Sama seems happy. That's right. Wataru-kun, since it's you, it's time to think about inviting us gods on the luxury liner, right? Oh, that's right. I'm inviting the Queen of the Mermaid Kingdom to the ship now, so I thought I'd do it after that. It's a little scary that my behavior is being analyzed. I know it's not important, but please invite us in 3 days. Definitely. You haven't made such detailed plans yet, have you? There are things to do in the Aquamarine Kingdom, and with the Queen and the others, I don't want to be so busy in 3 days. I want a more relaxed life. It is your fault, Wataru-kun. Because of you, I only get 1 day off every 10 days. That's why I tried to tell you to schedule the invitation date to coincide with my day off, but you never pray. Oh, so he wanted to tell me the date in advance because he didn't want me to be unable to invite him because our days off didn't coincide? I was worried about something, but it was just a trivial thing. I'm glad I don't have to worry about being burdened with annoying things, but I wish he wouldn't make such a big fuss over such a trivial matter. After work, I'm going to go on a luxury liner and stay overnight, and the next day, I'm going to have a great time. Creator God Sama makes plans like a hard-working office worker going on a trip on a Friday night. God of Light Sama, Creator God Sama, was bound by various contracts, wasn't he? First of all, it's not okay to interfere with the world below, but he's giving the oracle to Her Majesty the Queen, so is everything okay? If possible, I want his vacation ruined because of a breach of contract. T/N. Ulmao. Creator God Sama will definitely release his stress with all his might. It's definitely going to be tough. If the oracle wasn't such a big deal, it would definitely have interfered with Creator God Sama's day off. Actually, Creator God Sama didn't give an oracle. The God of Light Sama tells me with a worried look on his face. What do you mean? The Queen actually hears the voice of Creator God Sama, doesn't she? There is a contradiction. The sea god listened to the prayers of the Mermaid Queen. That's right. I thought that since the Queen was praying, sea god Sama must have heard her. In other words, Creator God Sama broke the connection between the lower world and the divine world and made a great fuss while releasing an excess of divine power. The voice happened to reach the lower world through the path that the sea god had connected, and that's how it happened. I see. So it's like a campaign car driving by while you're talking on the phone. This voice even reaches the person you're talking to. Is that even possible? I'm sure that's what Creator God Sama wanted, but unfortunately, it's not against the rules. In the first place, it's not something that was ever expected to happen. This is the divine realm, so I don't think there's any need for such punishment, or rather, I don't want to think about it. The Creator God Sama, who doesn't hesitate to poke holes in things like that. It's terribly sad for someone living in this world. I understand. In short, I just need to invite everyone in 3 days, right? That's right. See you then. At the same time as these words, my consciousness returned to the church. I couldn't help but sigh, but I'll try to think positively. I had expected the Creator God Sama, who was forced to sign the black contract, to be even harsher. This should be easy. I definitely won't let my guard down. Because of Creator God Sama's personality, there is no way he would be satisfied with this level of work. In other words, there are more bombs left. The time to detonate these bombs will definitely be at the next invitation. I kneel down in front of the god statue again and pray to the god of light Sama. Wataru-kun, is there anything you need? This time, I am connected to Creator God Sama without being summoned to the divine realm. I have something to ask the god of light Sama, but can I talk to her instead? There is no need to switch. I'll relay your message to the god of light. I had planned to ask the god of fields Sama to be my guest, but it seems that wish will not be granted. This is not a coincidence. This is the Creator God Sama. I think Creator God Sama is setting up a net to protect against my futile attempts. There is no way I can connect with the god of light Sama. Well, I always appoint staff, so I wanted to ask if there is anything I should prepare or which luxury liner would be best. I see. I don't think you need to prepare anything in particular. Besides, I think the shadow is fine. I understand. Then, in 3 days. Yes, I'm looking forward to it. See you then. The connection was broken. The invitation for God of the Fields Sama is hopeless. He'll definitely do something. God of Light Sama, please take some kind of countermeasure. ******. Master, you look pale. Is something wrong? It seems that Ims and Felicia were waiting for me in front of the church, worried about me. Normally, I'm grateful for that. I had a little problem, but it's nothing to worry about. Oh, I think I understand. Master, hang in there. Master, we'll do our best to cure your fatigue, so please hang in there. I've been complaining to Ins and Felicia about various things, so they seemed to understand the situation somehow, even though I was only mumbling. But Felicia's words always cheered me up. If I was really tired, Felicia and Ins would pamper me with all their might, just as they said. Felicia, in particular, has been taking care of me faithfully every day, but when it comes to special words like this, she does things she's usually too shy to do, so I'm really motivated. I'll resist the Creator God Sama with all my might and let Ins and Felicia heal me with all their might. Thank you. Then I'll ask you to do that. Well, I won't be tired until 3 days later, so let's do our best to entertain Her Majesty and the others first. I'm sorry, but I'm going to finish the preparations on the houseboat, so can you two go and pick up Her Majesty and the others in about an hour? Got it. Understood. I said goodbye to Ins and Felicia and headed for the houseboat. Still, the chateau. I don't feel uncomfortable that the flamboyant Creator God Sama chose a big ship, but I wonder if he's planning to go on a rampage all over the spacious ship. I'm still a bit depressed. Striving for the Luxury Liner, Volume 22 Chapter 12, Sponsored Chapter by Patreon. Enjoy. Chapter 12. Tempura Party. I invited Her Majesty the Queen and Princess Alicia to the Chris. The Queen and Princess went to the church to pray to see God Sama, while I went out on a houseboat to cook tempura to welcome them. The preparations were almost complete, and just as we were about to enjoy ourselves, Creator God Sama called me in a rather inappropriate manner. It was decided that I would invite the gods in 3 days' time. I was left with only fear. Welcome to the houseboat. I'm afraid the food I've prepared is rather simple, but I hope you enjoy it. Oh, thank you for inviting me, Wataru-sama. I've been looking forward to it. Her Majesty looked relieved when she saw my face. I think she was worried about what happened in the church. I don't mind if she is worried about me. I'm serious. Thank you for inviting me. This is a very unusual boat, by the way. Princess Alicia looks at the houseboat with sparkling eyes. She seems to be very interested in the paper lanterns that are lit around the boat. I had thought about inviting her to a tempura party on the second floor of the houseboat under the starry sky, but I think it was good that I decided to give her a chance to experience the slightly Japanese atmosphere inside the room. Fufu, it's interesting inside, too. Please come in. I invite Her Majesty the Queen, Princess Alicia, and the mermaid escorts inside. I show Her Majesty the Queen and Princess Alicia to the tables by the sea and have the escorts sit a little further away. Ins and Felicia help serve. Marina-san, Carla-san, and Claretta-san are at the next table, along with Rimu and the others. Carla-san, Rimu, and the others have just finished eating manjayaki, but I guess they're still eating. They're waiting for their food with childlike expressions, looking happy. I take out the tempura assortment I had stored in the rubber boat and have Marina-san, and the mermaid companions serve it to their table. Then I take my place in front of Her Majesty the Queen. Now I'm going to start cooking. First, please try a little of everything, and then I'll fry the ingredients you like, so please feel free to make requests. I'm not sure if I understand everything, but I'm looking forward to it. It seems that they don't understand the style of cooking in front of them, and they both look a little confused. Well, they are royalty, so it's already unusual to cook in front of them. Besides, frying is something they probably don't get to experience very often underwater. I adjusted the flame on the portable gas stove, lightly removed the batter, and checked the temperature. Yep, perfect. After a quick bow, I dip the shiso leaves in the batter and quickly drop them into the oil. I feel like a world-class chef. Well, from the outside, I guess my movements look a little clumsy. The sight of me frying the food seems to be a rare sight, and Her Majesty the Queen and Princess Alicia seem to react with interest. I plan to fry the vegetables, mushrooms, and seafood in this order. This is a different order from the traditional tempura course, but I don't really understand the order, so I decided to fry them in an order that won't dirty the oil. I've been frying tempura since around noon today, so I'm confident about the frying. Please dip in your choice of salt or tempura sauce and enjoy. The shiso tempura is placed on a paper-lined colander in front of them. Her Majesty the Queen has also been invited on a luxury liner several times, so she uses her chopsticks to grab the shiso tempura despite her clumsy hands. Salt first. What a connoisseur. The crispy texture and the fresh yet strange flavor of the herb. I thought it would be an oily dish, but it's surprisingly light and really delicious. That's right, Mother. It's only the first dish, and it's just a leafy vegetable, but it's surprisingly delicious. The mother and daughter exchange smiles as they talk. The tempura seems to have gone down well with both of them. Looking around, it seems that both Marina-san and the mermaid escorts are enjoying the tempura to their heart's content and that there are no complaints about the food. Claretta-san is over there explaining and helping, so I think it's safe to leave it to her. Next is the onion. It's not good, it's a big mistake. Excuse me, would you like some alcohol? I recommend beer, but Princess Alicia can't drink, so I'll get you some juice. Even if you just eat the tempura, it's delicious enough. But you can't forget to drink beer with the tempura on the houseboat, even if you can't drink alcohol. That refreshing bitterness seems to go well with this dish. I'll have a beer then, please. Then I'll have a refreshing drink, please. Refreshing? Something like grapefruit or other citrus. The atmosphere seems to call for something carbonated, so I'll have a lemon soda. While the onions were being fried, I asked Saparabi to bring me a glass of draft beer and a lemon soda. The image of the mermaid queen holding a glass of draft beer is somewhat surreal. The onions are fried to perfection, and it looks like Her Majesty and the others will enjoy them with the tempura sauce. Her Majesty takes a bite of the tempura onion and chews it, then closes her eyes and enjoys it. Then she opens her eyes wide and swallows the draft beer. The seafood aroma and just right saltiness of this tempura sauce, the subtle sweetness of the vegetables. I've enjoyed the complex flavors of all of these. And finally, the bitterness of the beer brings it all together and makes me look forward to the next course. It's brilliant. I don't know what's going on, but Her Majesty seems to be acting like a food critic. But isn't that just a comment about how the draft beer is the best? Princess Alicia nods admiringly without suspicion, but it's not quite right. I can understand that her mother loves it, but I don't think you should blindly follow her. After that, we went through lotus root, eggplant, pumpkin, shiitake mushrooms, may I take mushrooms, and finally came to seafood. By the way, Princess Alicia liked the pumpkin, and Her Majesty said that all the dishes were delicious, but she seemed to enjoy the eggplant and the draft beer the most. First, the shrimp. Well, I'm not sure if they're really shrimp. This is another world, after all. The crispy batter goes well with the juicy meat. I can tell because I'm used to eating seafood. The batter must be what keeps the shrimp fresh even after cooking. Her Majesty the Queen is a bit impressed. I hadn't really thought about it before, but it's true that the batter prevents the ingredients from losing their moisture. If you grill shrimp or fish without batter, they can end up a bit dry, depending on how they're cooked. What Trusama? Please bring me another beer. And Her Majesty the Queen drinks her beer very quickly. While Princess Alicia is only on her second glass of juice, Her Majesty has already emptied 5 medium-sized beer mugs. I'm worried that she's drinking too much. but since she's staying the night and I know that even Her Majesty likes to drink from time to time, I ask Sapurabi to bring her another round. Next is the whiting. It's my favorite kind of tempura. Wow, it's crispy and fluffy and melts in your mouth. Whiting has a unique flavor, but tempura is so different. I like that flavor too, but this elegant flavor is good too. Princess Adalicia's adorable comment is followed by the Queen's more serious comment. Well, it seems that Her Majesty the Queen is quite drunk. After all the seafood, it's time for the last dish, the tempura. Claretta-san and I have practiced this a lot, so I'm confident that we can make a large quantity. It's a shame we didn't have any small shrimp, carrots, onions, or mitsuba, but it's still delicious. I poured the batter into the oil so that the mold wouldn't collapse and waited quietly. When it was just right, I quickly turned it over. I can't make the big cakeage you get at specialty tempura or udon restaurants, but I think this is a great cakeage in its own right. It's hot, but it's a wonderful combination of different vegetables and shrimp. I can't stop drinking beer, so I'll have another one. I'm really proud of my cakeage, but it's a bit of a shame because Her Majesty the Queen is already completely drunk. This is the last one for today, right? Getting burned after eating so many different kinds of tempura. Well, I'm glad she seems to be enjoying it so much. What true-sama, it's very tasty. Princess Adalicia's simple comment really touched my heart. I think Her Majesty the Queen might make a fool of herself if I go on, so I think we'll call it a day here. Her Majesty the Queen was carried away by the mermaid soldier. I'm a little worried about her dignity as a mother since she was also taken care of by Princess Adalicia, but I think it was a great success as a reception. Wataru, it was delicious. Yes, I want to eat some more. Wataru, the tempura was delicious, of course, but I also enjoyed cooking together. Let's cook together again sometime. I'm happy to hear Marina-san's simple but heartfelt comments, and I'm also a little worried about Carla-san's appetite, but I'm most happy to hear Claretta-san say that she enjoyed cooking together. After parting with Marina-san and the others, I sit down in a chair and take a breather. Ara, aren't you going back to your room? Yeah, I've been frying tempura all day. Since I've gone to all this trouble, I'll just eat it here. Ins and Felicia haven't had much to eat, have they? Why don't you join me? Fufu, that sounds good. I'll have some. I'll join you too. What about Tremor? After Ins and Felicia's answers, Rimmer and Pence end their thoughts as if to say, don't forget about us. The two of them must have eaten a lot with Carla-san, but, well, it's okay, as long as they don't force themselves to eat. It's not like it's bad for their health. After all, they're monsters and high-level ones at that. I summoned a rubber boat and laid out the tempura assortment I had prepared. I asked Sapurabi to bring me a bottle of beer. I like draft beer, but for some reason, I always picture houseboats with bottled beer. I pour my own drink. Ara, let me pour it for you. I drink it with a beautiful woman pouring it for me. Pouring your own drink isn't bad, but it tastes even better when a beautiful woman pours it for you. Striving for the luxury liner. Volume 22 Chapter 13. Enjoy. Chapter 13, Thorough Preparation for the Welcome. I invited Her Majesty the Queen and Princess Adalicia to the tempura party. It seems that they liked the tempura more than I expected, and Her Majesty the Queen enjoyed it so much that she almost got drunk. Claretta-san was also happy that she enjoyed cooking with everyone, and I think this event was all good. But the day after the tempura party, we returned to the Aquamarine Kingdom. Well, before that, Her Majesty the Queen apologized profusely to me. She seemed quite embarrassed that she got drunk and fell asleep. And since Her Majesty the Queen had fallen asleep, she apparently couldn't enjoy the magical girl anime. Princess Adalicia was smiling, so I think she was able to enjoy it thoroughly. Well then, Camille-san, please take care of the negotiations with the important people, the matter of electing representatives for the beastmen, growing tomatoes and millet, and other various matters. Yes, please leave it to me. When I ask her to take care of things at the harbor under construction near the Beastman City, Camille-san accepts the task with a wry smile. I guess it's because I threw everything else at her. Well then, Marina-san and the others, please take good care of Camille-san. Yes, leave it to us. Marina-san and the others nodded, got off the Lotto, and headed towards the Beastman city. From here, we will go our separate ways. That's because I want to perfect the preparations for the event to welcome Creator God Sama and the others. Ins and Felicia will help me with the preparations. While we are thinking about the schedule for the future, we go out to the open sea on the Lato. We'll go around and collect all kinds of food, alcohol, and sweets. I'll collect all kinds of food, so Ins and Felicia, please take care of the sweets and alcohol. It doesn't matter if it's for a fee. In fact, please actively collect items that cost money. Let's start with the Chris. I don't care how much it costs. If I give away a lot of expensive things, I'm sure I'll get their attention. At my signal, Ins and Felicia will disperse throughout the ship. The plan is simple and clear. Let's give him a crazy, extravagant welcome so that Creator God Sama doesn't get upset and go on a rampage. The chateau is the main stage, so we'll gather as many supplies as we can from other ships, such as the Chris, the ferry, and the houseboat, and make a big show of it to try to win over the Creator God Sama. Creator God Sama is the type who accepts praise easily, so I think if I work hard to flatter him, he'll climb a tree. Well, let's see. First, I go to the main restaurant, then the buffet, the Italian fusion cuisine, the Japanese cuisine, the Peruvian cuisine, the bistro. There's more. I don't pay attention to it when I use it every day, but when I think about it, there are a lot of restaurants. It's a lot of work to collect the menus from them. And it's not just the food, there's also an ice cream parlor and other coffee shop menus. But, well, the ferry doesn't have as many menu items as a luxury liner, so I think I'll be able to make it in time for the event. Oh, what about manjayaki? I can get the ingredients as a set, but the place to cook them is a bit tricky. Maybe I should add manjayaki to the menu at the teppanyaki restaurant. It's a hassle. It would be a good idea to summon not only the chateau but also a ferry and a houseboat to line them up. But it would be a bad idea to give the Creator God Sama more space to run amok. Master, I've brought as much as I can carry. Ins came back with bottles of alcohol. There were all kinds of high-class liquors from all over the world, so just holding it in both hands must have cost hundreds of thousands of yen. Thank you. Please line them up in this rubber boat and bring me the next one. Okay. Oh, it would be nice to make a special seat just for Creator God Sama. I could line up all the luxury goods in a prominent place and give him some exclusive support staff to treat him super special. Should I put up a banner that says, "Thank you for working so hard"? I'll collect as many as I can and think about it. ******. Then I'll make a special space here. I explained to Ins and Felicia. I've also received replies from Rimu and Pent, but in this case, they're just extras, so I hope they'll play along quietly. I'm kind of panicking because I'm running out of time. The place I'm going to make the room is the luxurious lounge in the chateau. I'm going to make a space dedicated to the Creator God Sama by arranging items collected from various ships here. The banner was rejected because it was too blatant. How will we arrange the items? Well, we'll put the set of chairs and tables we got from the Duke's castle in the middle because they're too luxurious to sell, so we'll decorate around them. I wondered who would use such a fancy table set, but I never thought I'd use it here. What about the food? We'll put the food on a stand in the rubber boat and serve it nicely. Otherwise, it gets cold. The rubber boat doesn't really fit in with the lounge, but I guess the priority should be to make the food taste good. I understand. I'll leave it up to you. Just make it flashy and extravagant. I think I'll make a champagne tower, too. I was just kidding, but it might not be a bad idea. If I collect the cocktail glasses from the bar, I'll have enough to make a tower. And since they're from a ship, I won't have to worry about them breaking. I also have champagne. Okay, let's make a champagne tower as well. It'll be like a host club, but that's okay. Let's see, there was a drama in the ferry library that I think would be useful as a reference for a champagne tower. Oh, there's a possibility that the tower will collapse from the waves. Well, if we dock in a place where the waves are small, it should be okay. If it collapses, we'll just give up. *****. Well, I'm off then. Ins, Felicia, Rimu, and Pent were left behind on the Chris, and I finally made my way to the stage of the final battle. With the motto "Make it loud and flashy," I worked hard, and the elegant lounge ended up looking like a host club. However, I can't help but think that transplanting the club's LED lights was a bad idea. I also made a 5-tier champagne tower as the main feature and 3 3-tier towers for nearby tables. If creator God Sama is not satisfied with this, I don't know what to do. But I'm thinking of an event where creator God Sama pours the champagne into the tower and then gives the glasses to the gods, so I think he'll be satisfied, right? I hope everything goes smoothly and ends peacefully. I leave the Chris on the Lotto, and today, the waves are calm, so I summon the Shadow without having to look for a special place. I jump on the magic circle and check the last preparations for the lounge. Yes, it's obvious, but there are no problems. Well, it's really flashy and different from my usual environment, so I can't help but feel a little restless. After checking out the lounge, I go to the church to greet the gods. This time, the event starts in the evening to coincide with the creator God Sama, so I feel a little out of place. I enter the church, close my eyes in front of the statue of God, and pray. Creator God Sama, thank you for waiting. The preparations are now complete, so I await your descent. I greet Creator God Sama more politely than usual because I'm afraid of his mood. Hello, Wataru-kun, I've been waiting for this. A pillar of light rises, and Creator God Sama appears. His mood does not seem to be bad. I am sorry. This time, I put a lot of effort into the preparations, so I think Creator God Sama will be able to enjoy it. There are many things I want to say, like, why should I apologize? This is what Creator God Sama deserves. But I swallow it all, because there's no point in saying anything unreasonable. The other party is a god, and I think there's a huge difference in power between us, just like there's no difference between ants and humans. You seem pretty confident. Yes, I've prepared a special place just for Creator God Sama this time. Oh, a special place. Well, I can't make a decision until I see the place. But your respectful attitude toward the Creator God is not bad. You've grown up. Oh, thank you. I'm relieved that I made the preparations this time, but I thought that if there was a prison while I was preparing, I would be isolated there. It might have been dangerous if there was a prison. As I felt a little relieved, the gods began to descend one by one. The god of light Sama, the sea god Sama, the god of gastronomy Sama, the god of magic Sama, the god of war Sama, the god of entertainment Sama, and the goddess of the forest Sama, as well as other gods I know, descended one after another. The god of light Sama, the god of gastronomy Sama, and the goddess of the forest Sama are a source of healing for me. This time, I have to take care of the creator God Sama, so it's sad that I don't seem to have many opportunities to get in touch with them. Well, the gods can go as they please, and I'll show creator God Sama to the place reserved for him first. Okay, I look forward to it. I feel like the bar has been raised for creator God Sama. This way. This is nice. It's got a really uplifting atmosphere. Creator God Sama's face lit up, and he began to exude a party-like atmosphere. It looks like he's going to say "Ui" at any moment. Not bad, not bad. Is this where I sit? Yes, the seat in the middle is reserved for creator God Sama. There are also 6 other saparabi arranged around it. It is the exclusive property of creator God Sama, so please let me know if there is anything inconvenient at any time. Creator God Sama sat down on the chair, which made me hesitate to sit down at all. I think he has a lot of mental strength, but then again, this is a Duke Castle product, and creator God Sama is so much higher in rank that there's no need to hesitate, as he's literally above the clouds. Yes, it seems that you have finally understood the greatness of the creator god. And what are those? They look like piles of empty glasses. But are they just objects? Those are glasses that I'm thinking of using for an event to show the greatness and benevolence of the creator God Sama. Of course, I plan to hold this event only after creator God Sama gives his approval. I can flatter people as easily as I can breathe. Maybe I have a talent for being a sycophant. A sycophant is that kind of person, and even though it may not have a good impression, if you think of it as a talent for getting by in the world, it's not bad. Well, in this world, there's no need to play the drum except for God, so it's a talent that's only needed when inviting God. But it seems that creator God Sama is very pleased with this style. If things continue like this, it might be possible to send him home in a good mood without any problems. Okay, let's play the drums as much as we can. Striving for the Luxury Liner, Volume 22 Chapter 14. Sponsored chapter by Patreon. Enjoy. Chapter 14. The party begins. After safely bidding farewell to Her Majesty the Queen and Princess Alicia, we returned to the Aquamarine Kingdom. There, I had Camille-san work in Beastman City and Marina-san, and the others protected her. After we parted, I decided to do something to satisfy Creator God Sama. I collected liquor and treats from each ship, redecorated the lounge, built a champagne tower, and did my best in various ways, and as a result, Creator God Sama is in a good mood for now. Wataru-kun, bring me some ice cream. Chocolate and mint, please. Creator God Sama is sitting in the Gilded King's seat of a luxurious club, and he is demanding ice cream in a bossy way. It's not a problem because he really is a great god, but I don't understand why he suddenly wants ice cream in this environment. Did he just want to eat some? Yes. Please wait a moment. I summoned a rubber boat filled with ice cream and quickly served him mint and chocolate ice cream. Thank you for waiting. Yes, good work. I don't mind serving the ice cream, but since there are Saparabi around, I'd like you to ask them to serve it. Wataru-kun, the Saparabi at the door is waving at you. Oh, I'm sorry, it seems we have a guest. This room is only for the Creator God Sama, so even gods cannot enter without permission. Would you like to give them permission to enter? Oh, that's a good idea. However, I'm a generous person, and it's a little annoying to be asked for permission every time, so I'll give them permission to enter for free. But tell them to be grateful to me. Yes, I will pass on the message. When I got to the entrance of the lounge, the God of Light Sama was standing in front of Saparabi. I'm sorry to keep you waiting. No, that's okay. I'm sorry for leaving Creator God Sama to you. No, but it would be helpful if you could thank him for letting you in when you talk to him. Fufu, you are very clever, Wataru-san. Lifting the Creator God Sama and reducing the damage is the best way. It would be peaceful if the other gods used this kind of approach as well, but they all go head to head with each other, don't they? The God of Light Sama, with her hand on her cheek and a troubled expression on her face, is also beautiful. And it would be difficult for the gods to imitate a sycophant. The gods are in a different position than me, after all. Please come in. I brush away the hard-to-reach places and welcome the God of Light Sama in. I'd like to take another bath with her. If I have time, I'd like to invite her to the hot spring again. If I have time, that is. Thank you. The God of Light Sama thanks me and Saparabi and goes in. The fact that she also thanks Saparabi makes a good impression. Thank you for allowing me to enter, Creator God Sama. Yes, you can be thankful for that. Now, what do you want? Creator God Sama, who is full of himself, demands gratitude from God of Light Sama, who has just thanked him properly. I wish he would put down the ice cream and talk to her. No, I came to see how you were doing, to see if you were giving Wataru-san any trouble. God of Light Sama, you yourself said earlier that it is best to lift up Creator God Sama, right? Why can't you do that? No, I'm really glad that you're worried about me. There's no way that I would cause trouble for Wataru-kun. Look at the room he's prepared for me. It's so bright, isn't it? Creator God Sama is in a really good mood and brushes off the words of the God of Light Sama to boast about the room. Yes, it seems a bit garish, but it's a wonderful room full of Wataru-san's sincerity. Yes, and he's arranged an interesting event as well. Look at that glass. Creator God Sama pointed to the champagne tower. I had just told him about the event in detail, and Creator God Sama was very happy to accept it. It's beautiful. What kind of event is this? Fufu, I'll keep it a secret until it's time. It's tonight, so gather everyone. Understood. Creator God Sama made a face that was really irritating to look at, but God of Light Sama just brushed it off. Even I, who had decided to play the drums at Creator God Sama's side, was irritated. Well, I'm going to take my leave now. Oh, Wataru-san, by the way, the goddesses said they wanted to ask you to appoint some staff members. Oh, that's right. I'm sorry, Creator God Sama. Is it okay if I excuse myself for a little while? I was a little too engrossed in playing the drums. It was an unfortunate mistake to keep the goddess waiting. Well, I'm a forgiving person, so I'll let it slide. But come back soon. Oh, and before you go, get me another serving of ice cream. Strawberry and vanilla this time. Okay? Okay. Gods don't get sick from eating too much ice cream, right? Asterisk asterisk asterisk. Okay, here I come Tilda. The super happy Creator God Sama stands on a chair holding a magnum bottle of champagne. In response, the lounge fills with perfunctory applause. That's right, it's time for the Champagne Tower event. The god of light Sama has worked hard to gather the gods, but probably less than a third of the participants have shown up. I guess this is the popularity of creator god Sama, or maybe the popularity of the gods. However, the lounge reserved for creator god Sama is not that big, so it looks like a lot of gods have gathered. To be honest, the gods gathered here are the moderate faction, and the gods who are seriously hostile to creator god Sama have not hesitated to reject creator god Sama's events as disgusting. But that makes me feel more comfortable, because they are the moderate faction. They have the compassion to applaud without being asked. However, the fact that most of the gods I know aren't here makes me feel a little uncomfortable. However, the god of gastronomy Sama and the goddess of the forest Sama are here. When creator god Sama pours champagne, it overflows from the top glass and trickles down into the glass below. The scene is quite beautiful, lit up as it is, and the gods in the audience let out a few gasps. Creator god Sama smiles at the sound of their voices. Oh, Wataru-kun, it's all gone. Oh, I'm sorry, I'll get you some more right away. That's right, the Champagne Tower. In my imagination, it was supposed to be a single bottle poured all the way to the top, but when I watched the video, they opened several bottles of champagne. I've seen videos of champagne towers at host clubs and the like, but I wonder how many bottles of champagne they used and how much it cost. Just thinking about it makes me feel cold inside. Well, I could afford it now. I've got money. Money. Then I, the creator god, will personally give you gods a glass. Each of you should accept it with gratitude. Creator god Sama, who has just emptied the glass at the top of the champagne tower, announces to the gods in a pompous manner. The moderate gods respond with applause. They are truly a help. The gods politely line up in front of creator god Sama, receive their glasses from him, and drink them all. Creator god Sama and the gods are both very powerful, so it looks like a solemn ceremony. In reality, it's just a self-satisfying event for creator god Sama. It feels good, but I think we should call it a day. Wataru-kun, show me to my room. Creator god Sama, who had been making as much noise as he could, suddenly announced the end of the party. I was ready to stay up all night, but as they say in the business, it ended before the peak. Maybe he's tired from his black work. I wouldn't mind if he slept until after lunch tomorrow. Understood. I'll show you the best room. I show creator god Sama, who nods in agreement, to the most luxurious room in the castle. Good night, creator god Sama. Good night. It was fun. Creator god Sama casually enters the room. I bow deeply and wait for the door to close. I hear the door close and move to a distant place, breathing out deeply. I made it through the first day without incident. If I keep going at this pace, I think it will be okay. I walk with my back straight, loosening my stiff body. I'll rest after watching the gods who are still having fun. If possible, I want to meet someone like the god of light Sama, the god of gastronomy Sama, or the goddess of the forest Sama before I go to sleep, because I think I'll be able to have a good dream. It's hard to read the actions of the god of light Sama. The goddess of the forest Sama is often found in quiet places with plants, but she also moves around with an interest in ornamental plants, so it's hard to read her as well. Okay, let's go see the god of gastronomy Sama. Today, the god of gastronomy Sama has been appointed to the staff of a teppanyaki restaurant, so it's easy to find her. Well, it's not that she's interested in teppanyaki, but she's curious about manjayaki, which has been temporarily added to the teppanyaki restaurant. God of gastronomy Sama, how do you like manjayaki? When I arrived at the restaurant, god of gastronomy Sama was happily cooking. Wataru, you must be tired. Manjayaki is quite interesting, but the fun of making it is also part of the cooking experience. It's true that making manjayaki is fun. So, was it not to your liking, god of gastronomy Sama? That is not true. Thinking about the people who will make it and enjoy eating it, as well as the flour mixture and the ingredients, is also really fun. Carla said in her prayer that manjayaki is fun and delicious, and she's right. So Carla-san's food report, which she calls a prayer, was still going on. Well, it's good that both Carla-san and the god of gastronomy Sama seem to be enjoying themselves. I'm glad to hear that. Oh, I bought some cooking utensils, so please take a look next time you have time. Normally, I would bring the cooking utensils now, but I also have to play the taiko drums tomorrow, so I'll have to take a break with a heavy heart. Oh, That sounds fun. What did you buy? You'll have to wait and see. It's hard to convey the appeal of the orichalcum knife with words alone. If I had the actual thing in front of me, I'd be able to get my point across, even if it was in a somewhat ridiculous way, but just words would make me look ridiculous. I guess I'll have to postpone the monkfish offering for now. Fortunately, I've stored it in a rubber boat, so it will stay fresh. Yufu. If that's the case, I'll look forward to it. Yes, please do. At least, I think I can move people's emotions. I say goodbye to the god of gastronomy Sama and return to my room. I think I'll have a good dream tonight. Striving for the Luxury Liner, Volume 22 Chapter 15. I'm really sorry for the delay. I've been really busy lately, so please enjoy this. Chapter 15. Foolish Gods. Creator God Sama was very pleased with my hospitality and enjoyed the various dishes, drank a lot of alcohol, and watched the Champagne Tower event from a superior position, and we were able to conduct it in a good atmosphere. In the end, I was able to meet the god of gastronomy Sama, and I must have gone to sleep in a good mood, but I woke up to the worst possible thing. What happened? I was woken up by a really loud voice. Right? Not good. I was woken up so suddenly that my head wasn't working properly. Let's see, what time is it? 5 o'clock. 5 in the morning? I force my heavy body to move and wash my face in the bathroom. I want to find out what's going on. But where should I go? I guess I should go to Creator God Sama's place. I think the sound I heard in the morning was Creator God Sama's voice. Oh, but I have to go to the bathroom first. And I should probably brush my teeth, just in case. I might meet the goddesses, so I need to make sure I don't give off bad breath. Throw a little daily magic on top of that, and I'll be perfect. Why not take a bath while I'm at it? No, that would be a waste of time. I left my room and went to the rooms of Creator God Sama and God of Light Sama. But there was no one there. I knocked pretty hard because I thought they might be sleeping, so I'm pretty sure they're not there. So Creator God Sama got up early. Maybe Creator God Sama went to bed early last night, but it backfired. Wataru-san. As I walked around the ship to take a look around, God of Light Sama came running up to me. Good morning, God of Light Sama. The God of Light Sama that I meet when I wake up is shiny and a little too bright for my eyes. She's as bright as the morning sun. Oh, good morning. No, Creator God Sama has taken over the church. We were on guard, but he slipped through beautifully. Creator God Sama took over the church? I don't quite understand. Why would he do that? To take out his recent frustrations on us and harass us. That's a very understandable reason. There is a contract with the world, isn't there? We have made many restrictions, but that doesn't mean we can restrict all actions. Creator God Sama seems to be good at finding loopholes, personality-wise. I see. What is Creator God Sama's request? Is it something like cancelling the contract? The basic thing is that the culprit who has occupied the place will make some kind of demand. Considering the current situation of Creator God Sama, it is very likely that the aim is to cancel the contract. No, the demand is not in conflict with the bonds with the world. It is just harassment. That kind of purity is not necessary. I thought I had done my best to prepare and give him the best hospitality I could, but did something offend the Creator God Sama? I thought about it a lot and got Ims and Felicia to help me, so this result is quite sad. No, rather we were saved by your hard work. The reason he took over the church was to prevent us from returning to the divine realm. But if that were all he did, then after a certain amount of time, Creator God Sama would have to return to the divine realm because of the restrictions. That would be pointless, so there is a high probability that he had prepared in advance. In short, even though he was busy, he was preparing to harass them with all his might. In such a case, Creator God Sama will act in such a way as to give us a good time, even if only for a moment. The fact that this action was prolonged until the next morning is nothing but proof that Creator God Sama was satisfied. I see that Creator God Sama is bound by the contract, so he has to go back as soon as today is over. When I think that my hard work has shortened the time that Creator God Sama has to act, I feel a little better. Well, I did my best, so I guess I can't complain about being cut off at the last minute, but the other party is the unreasonable Creator God Sama. So I guess it means I did my best. It was worth it to make the Champagne Tower. Then my efforts will be rewarded. So, What does Creator God Sama plan to do as harassment? Is there any danger? Even if it's called harassment, it's God's harassment, so there's a possibility that I might be blown away by accident. Because of the restrictions and the fact that it's in the lower world, even your ship, which contains the divine realm, can't do anything too reckless. It is more likely to cause psychological damage. I don't know what to say. Why did I fall into such a world? No, if I hadn't fallen, there was a high possibility that I would have died, and I say this because I am happy now, but I wish that Creator God Sama was a decent being. I know this is a bit strange to say, but couldn't you have prevented this? I'm sorry. The God of Light Sama bowed her head. No, I don't want an apology. It's just a simple question. Even they were on high alert. I can't believe that the God of Light Sama and the others, who had known each other for a long time, couldn't have predicted the actions of the Creator God Sama. That's right. We were on high alert even before our vacation. Even after we came here, the God of Magic, the God of War, the Sea God, and others who could fight were hiding and keeping watch. Seriously. Come to think of it, I haven't seen any of those members who are always drinking and having fun. I wonder if they took proper precautions. So they slipped past your vigilance? Yes. I don't know how, but he slipped through. The door and windows of the room were never opened. I wonder how he did it? He can't break the ship because it's indestructible. I can only imagine the worried look on the face of God of Light Sama. Should we go to the church for now? Yes. There shouldn't be any immediate danger, so it would be better if you could take a look as well. What, Rusan? Since there's nothing we can do by talking here, we go to check out the scene. Is that translucent wall that's so full of self-assertion a barrier? There's a translucent wall that's really glittering around the church. Yes, it's the best barrier in the world, or even in the world of the gods. Originally, even though it's the Creator God Sama, it's not something that can be used in the lower world, so I think he prepared a sacred treasure for the barrier. Last time, Rusan cornered him in an unexpected way, so he's on guard. I thought it was unfair for a god to use a holy treasure. But since it's a sacred treasure, it's only natural for a god to use it. I understand that it is a powerful barrier, but since it is the Creator God Sama, it can't just be locked away, and that's it, right? If that's the case, then it will just end peacefully with us leaving him alone. That will not happen. The reason he's so quiet now is probably because he's making some kind of preparation. I guess so. I don't think Creator God Sama will be quiet at all. If I cancel the boarding permission, then maybe I can kick Creator God Sama out? Anyway, ship summoning is a cheat, so even if it's the Creator God Sama, I don't think there's any chance. Let's not do it. That barrier is really something amazing, so we don't know what would happen if they repelled each other. Even if we succeed, getting Creator God Sama out of the ship would also be a problem. Ah, that's right. The statue of God in the church makes the ship a special place where even gods can descend. If it doesn't work, whether we succeed or fail, there are only disadvantages. I'm worried about God of Light Sama's long hesitation. But what did she expect? I can't help but think that she was thinking about something a little scary, because the God of Light Sama's radiance seemed to be increasing. Ah, the Creator God Sama. As they say, if you talk about the devil, he will appear, and Creator God Sama came out of the church door. Maybe the preparations are finished now. Creator God Sama, what does this mean? Hello, Watarukan, good morning. As for what it means, well, to put it simply, it's divine punishment for those who have been rude to the Creator God. I can't rest until you've experienced a fraction of the humiliation I've suffered. A fraction of the humiliation. How much humiliation was it? Also, his smile is very scary. I can tell he's enjoying himself, but he's one step away from being a madman or one step away from being a demonic god. I've thought about forgiving you because you seem to be reflecting on your actions, but I'll go easy on you for the hospitality you've shown me. Thank you. What exactly are you planning to do? That's a surprise for later. I said something similar to the god of gastronomy Sama last night. I don't want to say this about myself, but I think my words are sincere, and Creator God Sama's words are evil. Now it's showtime. You foolish gods, you should know your own sinfulness. Creator God Sama spread his arms wide and, with a triumphant look on his face, declared, "Showtime." Your own sinfulness. I think some great person on earth said something similar, but the impression you get depends entirely on who says it, or rather, which god it is. Also, I think it was the creator god Sama who created those foolish gods. While I was watching what might happen, a huge ball appeared above creator god Sama's head, and it looked like a beautiful crystal. It's a strangely attractive object. It's natural that it looks like a crystal and is beautiful, but I feel like I could be sucked into that sphere. While I was looking at the orb, the other gods around me let out angry shouts. Huh? What's going on? Gee, God of Light Sama, what's happening? When I looked to the side, I saw that the God of Light Sama was clutching her head. God of Light Sama's radiance faded in an instant. This is no ordinary thing. This thing is the crystallization of pure thoughts and prayers. It is a thing that has taken shape by collecting the pure thoughts and prayers of the living beings that exist in this world. I don't really understand it, but it seems to be something amazing. Judging from the reactions of the God of Light Shama and the other gods in the area, it seems to be something very important to this world and its gods. The fact that he took it out to show it off suggests that he is using it as a hostage or some kind of material. God of Light Sama, what will happen if you lose that crystal? What effect will it have on the world and the gods? Even if he is the creator god Sama, I don't think that he would do anything to destroy the world, but the angry shouts of the surrounding gods do not stop, and I am filled with fear. Well, what should I call it for the gods? It's like wages for humans. Pardon? I don't really understand what God of Light Shama is saying. Are gods paid? Striving for the Luxury Liner, Volume 22 Chapter 16. Sponsored chapter by Patreon. Enjoy. Chapter 16. How to Misuse Wages. On the second day, I fell asleep feeling good and woke up to the worst possible start. The morning noise was the work of Creator God Sama. Creator God Sama had occupied the church in revenge for being forced into a black contract and had begun to display the crystals of pure thoughts and prayers of living beings. It seems that these crystals are like a reward for the gods, and I'm worried about what will happen next. What do you mean by wages? I can't ask them to work for free, but still, the thought of the gods being paid makes me feel a little strange. To be more precise, it's not like human wages. The crystals are divided and become the power of the gods. Power. Come to think of it, there's a pattern in manga and novels where if you lose your faith, you disappear. What if the gods disappear if they don't get paid? If the goddesses were to disappear, I would have to do whatever it took to get Creator God Sama to change his mind. The gods have established their existence, so they won't disappear. Don't look so worried. It seems that I've been invaded by the two-dimensional world. Then what role does this crystal play? The gods are going crazy in front of the barrier, and Creator God Sama is stirring them up with all his might, so it seems like it's not something you can easily handle. That's right. It also has a role to play in multiplying your divine power based on this crystal and exerting great power. I see, so it's almost like an external battery. But if it's something that important, shouldn't it be bound by a contract? Now that the gods have refrained from interfering with the lower world, there is no need to use the crystals unless something extraordinary happens, and you can manage on your own. The God of Light Sama tells me this awkwardly. I feel like I'm asking something I shouldn't. But since the crystals are being held hostage right now, I can't help but ask. So, how will they be used now? The gods have their own space, but they use the crystals to make their space more comfortable. It was really treated as a wage. I can't help but think that the pure thoughts and prayers of living beings are being used for their hobbies, but since it seems like the gods are doing their own work, is there a problem? It feels like a very gray area. But the gods aren't disappearing, and if it's just the funds for their hobbies that are disappearing, that makes me feel better. Also, I get very upset when my hobbies are interrupted, so I can understand why the gods whose hobbies are interrupted are so upset. But if you think of it as a one-time wage, it's not so painful to lose, is it? A month's salary. I've never even earned enough to pay for a part-time job, and the thought of losing that would make me so frustrated I'd cry blood. But it's not enough to be irreparable. I think I'll remember this incident for the rest of my life, though. The distribution of crystals does not happen often. If you want to put it in human terms, think of it as the equivalent of losing 10 years of salary. I see, that's a level that would make you want to kill someone. 10 years is too much. Even if it's just part-time wages, I can't swallow that. Even if you lose money through your own fault in things like stocks or gambling, that's a level you can't swallow. But if you think about losing it through the harassment of Creator God Sama, I think the reaction of the gods would not be so kind. So what will happen from now on? Will Creator God Sama consume all these crystals in front of the gods? It's like showing off a feast in front of a hungry person and then eating it all. But Creator God Sama would probably do it with a smile. That is a possibility. But then the harassment would end too easily. Creator God Sama would probably choose harassment that takes longer. He would think about spending the day in a good mood. It's a very convincing prediction. It really makes you think about the hardships that God of Light Sama has gone through so far. Phew, ha ha ha. As for what I'm going to do with this, I'm going to do this. Satisfied with his provocation, Creator God Sama began his next action. Smiling, he waved his right hand, and the large prayer crystal split into many spheres about the size of fortune-telling crystals. That's about the size of the crystals we usually get. Well, when I was forced to sign a humiliating contract, you said something like, "This will reduce the amount of time we have to spend taking care of that troublesome brat." Well, I'll give you a gift. The time to take care of something cute and adorable. Gods, I know how you feel. But you can't provoke the Creator God Sama. But what does he mean by a gift? What will he do? Here you go. The crystals began to move in a fluffy manner, accompanied by Creator God Sama's absent-minded words. Wow! As I was wondering what would happen, each of the crystals turned into a small Creator God Sama. Mini characters are usually supposed to be cute. The mini Creator God Sama are generally well-formed, so they can't be said to be uncute, but because of the image of Creator God Sama, some of the gods are screaming like they did when a certain black thing with the letter G on it appeared. T/N, Gokaibori, which means cockroach. Your job is very simple. You have to take care of this mini creator god until the date changes. If this mini creator god becomes unhappy and angry or sad and crying, the crystals given to you will gradually become smaller. You know the rest, right? Wow, as expected from Creator God Sama. He thinks of really unpleasant things. If you want to get paid, you have to take care of his copy and take good care of it. I've never seen God of Light Sama look so unhappy. The little mini Creator God Sama flies by, paying no attention to the expression on the face of God of Light Sama. The God of Light Sama senses something and greets the little mini Creator God Sama with his hands together. His face is twitching, but he's really smiling, which is amazing. Then the little mini Creator God Sama sits on the God of Light Sama's hands and looks very important. So this mini Creator God Sama is the incarnation of God of Light Sama's reward? I wonder if the mini Creator God Sama who flew away went to each of the gods' places. When I followed the whereabouts of mini Creator God Sama with my eyes, I saw mini Creator God Sama being angry and shouting in front of one of the gods. He was shouting, "Ta ta ta." But it seems that he cannot speak properly. That god looks confused and does not understand why mini Creator God Sama is angry. Oh, the angry mini Creator God Sama has shrunk a little. I thought that if he couldn't speak, he wouldn't need to be given loud instructions, but because he couldn't speak, the god didn't understand why he was angry. I think it's more annoying than being able to speak because you have to pay attention to it. We must carefully welcome the incarnation of Creator God Sama. The God of Light Sama shouts a warning. I see, so the correct answer was to welcome the mini incarnation of Creator God Sama on your hands. Losing a tenth of your salary for something as simple as the Creator God Sama is really unreasonable, huh? Yes, the God of Light is right. They are my incarnations, so of course, you should treat them with care, huh? You look like you're wondering something. Wataru-kun. Are you wondering why you don't have a punishment? No, I was just wondering what would happen to the gods who weren't here. I hadn't thought about my own punishment. But it's true, I don't think it would have anything to do with me, no matter what happened to the crystals. In the first place, there aren't even any crystals assigned to me. Oh, I see. Of course, the gods who didn't come have their own punishments. But in the divine realm, my actions are even more restricted. The gods who haven't come will have their average of 2/3 of the gods' crystals here allotted to them. As long as they pay their respects to my incarnation, they should be allocated a reasonable amount of crystals. Even if they don't come, they'll be reduced without question. But if you don't have to take care of Creator God Sama's incarnations, I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. Besides, it's terrible that he's using the gods who didn't come to force them to share responsibility. I don't want any wages, so I'm going to kill the mini Creator God. Even the gods who might do something like that are less likely to do it if the wages of the gods who didn't come are reduced. I think that's what he's after. Don't be ridiculous. The male god who had overheard the conversation shouted, "Oh, The mini-creator god Sama began to cry loudly, perhaps startled by the voice. The real creator god Sama would never cry over something like that, so it seems that mini-creator god Sama's attitudes are quite strict. The sight of the enraged god desperately trying to win mini-creator god Sama's favor is quite pitiful. As for your punishment, since the god of light, the god of gastronomy, and the goddess of the forest are the most effective for you, I've decided to have them take care of my specially made incarnation and divide the reduced amount into 3 equal parts to make the crystals of the 3 goddesses smaller. Wow, that's a pretty harsh punishment. It means that I'm making the 3 goddesses take the blame for my mistake, right? Creator God Sama, is it not possible to give me a different kind of punishment? My mistake has nothing to do with the goddesses, right? Impossible. I've thought about it a lot, but it's become difficult for me to give you a direct punishment. Wataru-kun, I can't manipulate the ship summoning or interfere with you directly. You should just give up and think that it's your own fault that the creator god, the god of light, and the others have tied you up like this. I had no idea that those bonds had such disadvantages. I'm sorry, god of light Sama. It's okay. In fact, there's nothing wrong with you, Wataru-san. It's all the fault of creator god Sama. So please don't worry about it. I agree that it's all the creator god Sama's fault, but I really feel bad that I caused the goddesses trouble. There is another thing I don't understand. Creator god Sama, if we work hard, we can get the remaining crystals, right? If I work hard and take good care of creator god Sama's incarnation, won't I get some kind of reward for the remaining crystals? Yes, I want a reward for the remaining crystals. I think it's unreasonable for me to be the only one who gets nothing. I understand that creator god Sama is unreasonable, but I want to get some kind of benefit by complaining. It's too painful to just lose everything. Striving for the Luxury Liner, Volume 22 Chapter 17. Thanks to Argus for the Kofia and this chapter. 1/2. Chapter 17, it seems tough, but maybe not. It turns out that the creator god Sama is trying to harass the gods. It's a vicious system where the gods are forced to take care of his incarnations, and the resulting crystals are used to reduce the wages of the gods. What's more, I've also been caught in this trap, and the results of my actions are having a negative effect on the god of light Sama, the god of gastronomy Sama, and the goddess of the forest Sama. I want to somehow negotiate and reverse this situation, which is all detrimental. You want a reward. Wataru-kun, this is a punishment, you know. Isn't it wrong to ask for a reward? This punishment was unreasonable from the beginning. I know I'm saying this myself, but I was trying my best to entertain creator god Sama. Creator god Sama understood that, and just now, you said that you would go easy on me. If that's the case, wouldn't it be okay to give me a reward? I don't think it's a matter of right or wrong, but momentum is important in this kind of thing. Fortunately, creator god Sama is in a pretty good mood after getting revenge on the other gods, so I think there's a good chance he'll accept it. Well, okay then. So, what do you want? This is a punishment, so I won't accept any greedy rewards, okay? I was surprised that I got permission so easily. It's worth trying to complain. I guess this is where the word stubbornly getting what you want came from. But I hadn't thought about a reward, so I didn't know what to do. Since I'm reducing the rewards for the 3 goddesses, I should make a suggestion that benefits both me and the 3 goddesses. How about extending the holidays for the other gods if you don't reduce the incarnation of creator god Sama by more than half? If that happens, I can play with the goddesses in a room without creator god Sama, and the other gods can relax, too. Well, you have to assume that being with me is less painful than being with creator god Sama, but I think it's better than being with creator god Sama. To be honest, I don't mind if the goddesses alone have an extended holiday, but that would be too obvious, so I requested a holiday for all the gods. What? You mean you're going to cut my holiday and give the other gods a holiday? He looks very unhappy. In the first place, the holiday for the gods is being cancelled today as a punishment from creator god Sama, so isn't that a fair decision? You're supposed to take care of my incarnation, so it should be an honor, right? Since he's making it a punishment game for himself, I think that creator god Sama understands his own reputation. I'm making a request that relies on the mercy of such a great creator god Sama. Well, it's true that you've worked hard, and I suppose I could acknowledge that much. But half of it is no good. I'd like you to show at least 2/3 of your loyalty. Creator god Sama, who is not used to being praised on a regular basis, clearly relaxes when he hears words like great and mercy. When he's in a good mood or has the upper hand, he's really a forgiving type. But when things get a little complicated, even the gods can't handle him. I understand. Then, I will give you my utmost loyalty. Let's stop here. If I ask too much, he'll lose his good mood. Okay, then good luck. I'll enjoy watching you work hard from here. When Creator God Sama snaps his fingers, a new mini Creator God Sama appears. I'm sure I'm a special case because I have nothing to do with crystals. I greet the mini Creator God Sama as he floats over, in the same kneeling position as in church, and hold out my hands for him to sit on. This may be a humiliating act from the point of view of the gods, but I wanted to beat the Creator God Sama's drum this time. The only difference is that the person I'm drumming for has turned into a mini Creator God Sama. In fact, I feel like I'm getting a better deal because he is smaller. The mini Creator God Sama stands on my palm and puffs up his chest in a haughty manner. Unlike the mini Creator God Sama at the place of the God of Light Sama, he doesn't seem to sit down. Take good care of him. Understood. But when did you make all these preparations? While I was distracted by the mini Creator God Sama, before I knew it, the other side of the barrier was well stocked. I've seen this atmosphere before. What was it called? Yes, it's called the cockpit style when camping. The food and drinks are nicely arranged around him. I think he'll enjoy our hardships in this comfortable-looking place. I'm the Creator God, so this is easy for me. He is proud of himself, but he won't tell me anything specific. Creator God Sama is the type who brags about everything when there's no problem, so it seems like he's involved in the workings of this incident. As for God of Light Sama, oh, no, it looks like the God of Light Sama can't pay attention to me either since her hands are being held by the mini Creator God Sama. While I was wondering what to do, mini Creator God Sama started doing the foot dance on my palm. It seems that I've bored him. For now, I'll just concentrate on mini Creator God Sama. Besides, does that cry mean anything? It looks like he's just making noise, so it's kind of hard. Mini Creator God Sama, is there anything you're interested in? When I called out to him, mini Creator God Sama pointed to a certain place with his finger. It's not even 6 in the morning, but suddenly a bar? First of all, he likes alcohol. God of Light Sama, I'm sorry. Since mini Creator God Sama is moving, I'll leave from here. Yes, please do your best, Wataru-san. Thank you for your holiday request. Haha, you're welcome. Then, God of Light Sama, please do your best as well. I guess she heard me about the holiday. I'm glad she's happy about it. Mini Creator God Sama ordered whiskey from the menu. It looks like he's going to drink something strong in the morning. What would you like to drink? I see, nuts, salami, and cheese. Then, very well. I ordered as instructed and had it brought to me by Saparabi. As soon as it was placed on the table, mini Creator God Sama jumped at the whiskey glass. Mini Creator God Sama, who is about the size of a slightly larger doll, lifts the whiskey glass, which is larger than his own face, and swallows the whiskey. He is surprisingly strong, and it is frightening to see him drink an amount of liquid that clearly cannot fit into his stomach. Thinking about it normally, he is the kind of monster you would expect to see. Would you like another drink, or would you like to try something else? The mini Creator God Sama taps the rim of the whiskey glass. He obviously wants another drink. While I'm ordering, the mini Creator God Sama opens his mouth wide and chews on some snacks. I wonder how much mini Creator God Sama can eat and drink. Asterisk asterisk asterisk. Right now, mini Creator God Sama is getting a beauty treatment from Saparabi. I take care of the mini Creator God Sama, but unlike the other mini Creator God Sama that the other gods take care of, I don't know what he was originally, but I seriously wonder if he needs a beauty treatment. But it's really relaxing. Mini Creator God Sama is very cheeky, but because he is small, unlike the other gods, he doesn't really bother me, and because he is faithful to his wishes, as long as I give him everything he wants and suggest things that look like fun, he stays in a good mood. It's more like taking care of a pet that a friend left in your care than a punishment. However, it seems that the gods and mini Creator God Sama don't get along well, and sometimes I see mini Creator God Sama shrinking to a much smaller size. It seems that they are having a harder time than I expected. Oh, mini Creator God Sama is calling me. Thank you for waiting. Are you satisfied? The mini Creator God Sama nods seriously. That was pretty good. I think I'll give him a pat on the back. I'm starting to understand a little bit. but I'm not particularly happy. Thank you. What would you like to do next? Since you've had a relaxing time, I suggest you enjoy a movie or a play. After a refreshing session at the beauty parlor, exercise is definitely a different experience. I see, you mean the movies. May I recommend something for you? Thank you very much. Please get in here. I didn't want to feel trampled by Mini Creator God-sama, so I prepared a towel, and Mini Creator God-sama changed to a style where he lay down on the soft towel and moved around. Although he's small, he's a pretty big doll, so it's a little difficult to carry him when he's lying down. I'm not going to tell him that, though. I took Mini Creator God-sama to the movie theater and put him in the middle of the seats, but the seats weren't high enough, so I quickly summoned a Saparabi. I decided to have him watch the movie from the top of Saparabi's fluffy head, which was sitting on the seat. Of course, I also prepared soda and popcorn. If the Mini Creator God-sama wants it, the Saparabi will feed him. Now about the movie. I know I'm not the type to enjoy romantic comedies, literature, tragedies, mysteries, and so on. The only genre I recommend to the Mini Creator God-sama is action comedies. Oh, there's a new one. As always, it's a mysterious system, but it's a lifesaver. What? The manga was made into a live-action movie? And the fact that it's a Japanese movie, but it's on the playlist of the luxury liner, means it's become quite popular. But the person who plays the role of the sleazy sweeper is a great actor, so it's not surprising that it's become popular overseas. I'm a little curious about what's going on in Japan, but I think even Mini Creator God-sama would like it. I don't think the bulge will be though. I'm going to play the movie while thinking about silly things. I'm curious about it, too, but it's a really interesting looking movie, so I'll watch it later when I can concentrate on it without worrying about anything else. The movie has started, and Mini Creator God-sama is already absorbed in the screen. It looks like I can stand a little bit away from him. I'm going to go to the bathroom now and fill my empty stomach somewhere. I can't relax too much, so I'll have a sandwich at a cafe. Oh, the god of light Sama, the god of gastronomy Sama, and the goddess of the forest Sama, all together. You look tired. When I entered the cafe, the three goddesses, looking exhausted, were slumped over at a table. The god of gastronomy Sama and the goddess of the forest Sama were especially tired. Haha, it was a bit hard, so I asked the god of light for help. Fufu, me too. I see that it was a wise decision to ask the god of light Sama, who is a specialist in dealing with the Creator God Sama. But I've never heard the god of gastronomy Sama laugh like that. It's a dry laugh. And the culprit who made the goddesses exhausted? They're eating sandwiches from a cafe. When there are three of them, they look like some kind of evil creature. Maybe my Mini Creator God Sama is cuter. No, I'm starting to feel like a pet owner. Striving for the luxury liner. Volume 22 Chapter 18. Thanks to Argus for the Kofia and this chapter. 2 halves. Chapter 18. The difference between the Mini Creator God Sama and the direction of the full enjoyment. According to Creator God Sama's plan, I was responsible for taking care of Mini Creator God Sama. At first, I thought it would be a lot of work, but when I took care of him, he was not as troublesome as I had thought. However, it seems that it is not the same for the other gods, and the god of gastronomy Sama and the goddess of the forest Sama were also unable to handle him and asked the god of light Sama for help. Speaking of which, what Trusan, where is the incarnation of Creator God Sama that you are taking care of? I looked at the three Mini Creator God Samas and felt a little scared when the god of light Sama spoke to me. He's watching a movie right now. He's enjoying the ship in a rather quiet way. Enjoying it? The god of light Sama looked at me with a surprised expression. Yes. He seems to be enjoying it very much, you know. I'm sorry. Could you tell me how you dealt with him? The god of light Sama asked me. There was nothing to hide, so I explained the whole process. A beauty salon and a movie? Yes. I recommended it to him, and he seemed interested, so he's enjoying the experience quite a bit. That was a blind spot for me. From what I heard, the god of light Shama took care of the Mini Creator God Sama by giving him food and drink when he got angry or frustrated. That sounds amazing, but it must be pretty hard work to constantly monitor things. What Trusan, can we try it? Yes. I don't know if it will provide the same enjoyment, but please feel free to try it. Oh, and please pass this information on to the other gods as well. The victims of the Creator God Sama. It's better to have fewer victim gods. Thank you. That's very helpful. Then I'll try it right away. Everyone, the incarnation of Creator God Sama who is with Watru-san, seemed to really enjoy the beauty salon and the movie. What will you do, Ta? The many Creator God Samas all stood up with great energy and rushed to their respective gods, and they shouted, Ta, Ta. I see, because of Creator God Sama's personality, when he sees someone else having fun, he can't help but want to experience it himself. As expected from the God of Light Sama, that's a good way to bring up the subject. Wataru, thank you. See you again. Thank you, Watru-san. I felt like killing the many Creator God Samas. The God of Light Sama, the God of Gastronomy Sama, and the Goddess of the Forest Sama also thanked me. But the position of the many Creator God Samas at that time was the problem. The many Creator God Sama of the God of Gastronomy Sama was comfortably nestled between the God of Gastronomy Sama's symbol of abundant motherhood, while the many Creator God Sama of the Goddess of the Forest Sama was stretched out on top of the Goddess of the Forest Sama's symbol of abundant motherhood, even going so far as to cuddle up to it. I really wanted to catch them and throw them to the ground. After seeing the three goddesses off, I suppressed my anger and satisfied my hunger. I really wanted to go with the three goddesses, but I couldn't just leave many Creator God Sama behind. After I finished my snack, I returned to the movie theater. When I look at many Creator God Sama, he seems to be engrossed in watching a movie on the head of Saparabi. It looks like a pretty funny movie. Let's all come and watch it later. There's still time until the end of the movie, so while I'm here, I'll think about where to take many Creator God Sama next. If Creator God Sama has locked himself away, I could just get another ship for us to go out on. Oh, no, if I do that and Creator God Sama comes out, we'll end up in a big fight. The Heavenly Rock Cave is where the gods held a banquet to get them to come out, but in a way, Creator God Sama's current situation is more peaceful. So what should I do? Neither the F1 simulator nor bowling is possible for a mini Creator God Sama. After all, he's a mini Creator God Sama. Sports are also hard. No, what about the water slide, which is the selling point of this ship? There wouldn't be much of a size problem with it. The speed might not be very fast due to the lack of weight, but Saparabi could ride it. The problem is the swimsuit. Of course, there's no swimsuit for a mini Creator God Sama. Well, I don't know what he was originally, but since he transformed into a mini Creator God Sama, he might be able to change his clothes. If he can change into a swimsuit, then he can go to the pool, but if not, what should I do? A person who can do things always has a second or third plan. If I could think of something. I can't think of anything. Maybe a casino? But the money spent in the casino would be my money. That's fine as long as it's within my limit, but I feel like it would take away from the fun of gambling because even if mini Creator God Sama wins, I can't take anything home. It would be a good way to buy time, but it's still weak. I'd like to save it for after the pool. Third, I can't think of anything for the third. There are lots of fun things to do on a luxury liner, but when it comes to things that would please the mini Creator God Sama, the options are rather limited. I guess I'll just have to make do with food and alcohol. Whoa, the movie's over. Mini Creator God Sama, how did you like the movie? After mini Creator God Samas gave a victory cheer and smiled. He thought about his dignity and pretended that it hadn't happened, nodding seriously. I can't forgive myself for thinking he was cute. You liked it? He seemed to like it quite a bit, but I'll give him the reaction he wants because telling him would spoil his mood. Oh, that's right. So, would you like to see another movie? If he watches another movie in a row, I can buy myself another 2 hours. Mini Creator God Sama shakes his head from side to side. I guess that didn't work. Is there anything you want to do then? Mini Creator God Sama shakes his head from side to side again and finally nods solemnly while looking into my eyes. In other words, he's leaving it up to me. I guess he wants me to take him somewhere fun. This is so annoying. Mini Creator God Sama, can you change the outfit you're wearing into a swimsuit? Mini Creator God Sama nodded as if to say, of course. Then would you like to change into a swimsuit and go to the pool? What? The look on his face said, is that all you can suggest? I want to grab him and throw him far away. There's also a giant water slide, which is one of the selling points of this ship, and I'll be your ride, so it'll be surprisingly fast and fun, you know. The mini Creator God Sama definitely reacted to the part about me being the ride. Well, if that's what it takes to get him to play along, I guess it's okay. Well then, shall we go? Please get in. As I held out my palms, the mini creator god Sama rode on my head, ignoring my offer. I guess my earlier comment about being a vehicle had an effect on him. It's okay with me, but please don't hold on to my hair. I see, it's not okay. Mini creator god Sama is pulling my hair like a bridle, trying to control me. I said it was okay for me as a vehicle, but I don't like this style. Compared to Rimmer, who always calms me by gently pulling my hair, this is a completely different experience. Mini creator god Sama, please wait a moment. I was about to leave according to the controls, but I stopped and looked at Saparabi. Saparabi, I think the gods will come here later, so please help them with things like showing them a movie. Also, please show them this note. As I spoke, I handed over the note. On that note, I wrote the title of the movie that mini creator god Sama had seen this time, as well as the titles of some other comedy movies. Now, there's no need to worry about which movie to show mini creator god Sama. I really wanted to give Saparabi more detailed instructions, but I had to move on quickly because my hair follicles were in a tight spot. Mini creator god Sama, please pull my hair a little more gently. We arrived at the pool, and both mini creator god Sama and I changed into our swimsuits. Mini creator god Sama, however, changed into a swimsuit right away. Well, let's get started. I jump into the pipe with gusto and slide down the water slide with great force. Normally, this would be fun, but mini creator god Sama is pulling my hair with such enthusiasm that I can't help but be distracted. I want to believe that my hair roots have also been strengthened by the level up. I dive into the pool below and swim to the edge of the pool. How was it, mini creator god Sama? Mini creator god Sama happily steers me with my hair. The direction we are going is the entrance to the water slide. I see, I understand that he really liked it. But if I don't do something, my hair roots are in real danger. Asterisk asterisk asterisk. I am totally exhausted. We tried different sliding styles, such as having mini creator god Sama ride on my back while I lay face down to protect my hair roots, or having him ride on my stomach while I lay face up, and mini creator god Sama liked it so much that it became endless. I don't even know how many times we slid. I walked around the ship while being operated by mini creator god Sama, who was finally satisfied. It seems that he now felt like looking around the ship, so we wandered around aimlessly. Meanwhile, there were many things I shouldn't have seen, like the god of war Sama trying to make up for mini creator god Sama with a strained smile, or the god of magic Sama giving mini creator god Sama a stern lecture and making him cry. Mini creator god Sama, is it okay if we go this way? I don't know what the problem is, but from the end of the corridor, I could hear the ta-ta-ta of mini creator god Sama making a fuss, and if I wasn't mistaken, I could also hear the voices of God of Light Sama and the other gods. Anyway, if the God of Light Sama is in trouble, I'll have to rush over. Mini creator god Sama nodded generously, perhaps because he was happy that I was asking for permission. Thank you, mini creator god Sama. I thanked him and hurried in the direction of the voices, and as I expected, the God of Light Sama, the god of gastronomy Sama, and the goddess of the forest Sama were all gathered around the mini creator god Sama, who was in the middle of a fight. What's going on? Oh, what Trusan? Actually, after the beauty treatment, we went to the movies, but because of a different interpretation of the movie, the mini creator god Samas got into a fight. What's that? Even though their mini creator god Samas transformed from the same crystal, how can there be a difference in interpretation? Because they are creator god Samas. God of Light Sama replies with a troubled expression. That's very convincing. I wouldn't mind leaving them alone, but even if it's just a difference in interpretation, a fight is still a fight. It's going to reduce the pay of the God of Light Sama and the others. But it's hard to do anything about a difference in interpretation. It's like a difference in direction in a band. And when the members are all three mini creator god Samas, it's probably just one step away from breaking up. I decided that a forceful solution was the best option. The day will end in a few hours, so let's make one last push. Striving for the Luxury Liner, Volume 22 Chapter 19. Enjoy. Chapter 19, Retribution. It was an indescribably difficult punishment to take care of mini creator god Sama, but I didn't have too much trouble, and I even had time to help God of Light Sama and the others, until halfway through. The second half was a bit of a challenge, with things like my hair follicles being in danger and endless water slide experiences, and things were looking a bit iffy, so I had to do something about mini creator God Sama's different interpretations. There were only a few hours left. I had to get through it somehow. Well, it's no good to interrupt the mini creator God Sama's conversation when they are arguing among themselves. I might even invite the mini creator God Sama, who is feeling a little relaxed, to join the fray. I'll decide with a single stroke. However, it's difficult to find a way to stimulate the desires of 3 mini creator God Sama with a single blow. If it were an ordinary man, I could choose one of the 3, fine wine, delicious food, or beautiful women. But since they are gods and they are also many, it's not so easy. Something interesting. Oh, I've got something from Stronghold. To be honest, I'm afraid of the reaction of the people in this world. It's a kind of poison. But this should blow away any petty problems like interpretation. It may be a different kind of misinterpretation, but this should blow away the thoughts of mini creator God Sama with a single blow. Right, let's go. I know that everyone's interpretation of the movie will be different, but I think that sometimes it's not possible to understand something just by watching a movie once. So, how about this? There is shocking work by the actor who starred in the movie you just saw. I guarantee it's going to be interesting, so why don't you watch it and discuss it again? The 3 mini creator God Samas begin to discuss my suggestion in a mumbling voice. The mini creator God Samas nodded haughtily, or rather, there was another reaction. Apparently, the mini creator God Sama above my head is also being observed. I'm really thankful for the extra time to relax. Well then, shall we go? The mini creator God Samas go to their respective gods. I hate the fact that they've all settled into positions symbolizing motherhood. Also, in terms of comfort, the mini creator God Sama I'm taking care of completely loses out. I think there's about the same difference between the top of my head and the symbols of motherhood of the 3 goddesses as there is between a capsule hotel and the royal deluxe suite of a luxury hotel. Oh, sorry, I'll be right there. The mini creator God Sama must have sensed my impertinent thoughts because he slapped me. God of Light Sama, God of Gastronomy Sama, Goddess of the Forest Sama, would you mind inviting the other gods we met along the way? Let's have as many creator God Samas as possible come and admire the work. While we're at it, let's have as many of the mini creator God Samas as possible. What, Trusan? Won't there be more arguments if there are more of them? The more there are, the more we can use majority rule, so we might be able to settle the dispute that way. Also, it will definitely be interesting, but I doubt there will be any arguments. And although I can't say it out loud, it should be a relief to the gods if the mini creator God Samas are quiet for a few hours. Well, I guess we should give it a try. I don't know what she was thinking, but after a little hesitation, the God of Light Sama nodded as if she agreed. We arrived at the movie theater. There were some mini creator gods and gods who didn't want to participate, but every time the 3 goddesses called them, more gods and mini creator gods joined, and it became like the Pied Piper of Hamelin. It was a little scary to see so many mini creator gods gathered together, but it was also good to see so many of them. God of Magic Sama and God of War Sama were also in the crowd. Their mini creator gods had somehow grown to the size of small toys, but I decided not to worry about it. There was nothing I could do about it. I was a little surprised that the 2 mini creator gods had not disappeared yet. And then there was God of Entertainment Sama. God of Entertainment Sama had refused to join us, but as you would expect from a God of Entertainment Sama, the size of his mini creator God Sama had hardly changed at all. I'm not good with people who say harsh things to me, but I guess the name God of Entertainment Sama is not for nothing. I prepared saparabi, carbonated drinks, and popcorn for everyone. It was a lot of work because there were so many of them. Well, enjoy yourselves. Oh, the male gods can watch if they want, but the female gods are not allowed to watch this time. What, Trusan, are we not allowed to watch? It's not that you're definitely not allowed to watch, but since there's a possibility that this might cause controversy, please watch it in the form of a review after hearing the male gods' impressions if you're interested. The goddesses all nodded their heads, and somehow, they managed to agree and leave the theater. It's definitely interesting, but I haven't even shown it to Inz and Felicia, let alone Alessia-san and the others. The goddesses are a tough crowd to please. Another movie, the one about the inspector chasing the big thief, is also interesting, and I can recommend it without hesitation, but it doesn't have the impact of blowing away the discussion. Well, I'm looking forward to seeing what the mini creator God Samas and the male gods think of this shocking movie. Thank you. Wataru-san. Now we can relax for a while. That's right, Wataru. Thank you. It's cool to have a man you can rely on when you're in trouble. The god of light and the god of gastronomy are right. I'm very grateful to you, Wataru-san. As I left the theater, the three goddesses thanked me and expressed their gratitude. Judging from the fact that the god of light Sama, who had been relatively successful in guiding the mini-creator god Sama, also expressed her sincere gratitude, I think the mini-creator god Sama must have been quite stressful to deal with. Come to think of it, the light that shone at the beginning has completely disappeared. It's easy on the eyes, but I want the god of light Sama to shine. If I could help the god of light Sama, the god of gastronomy Sama, and the goddess of the forest Sama, I would be very happy. I feel like asking for a reward, but since my sympathy seems to be increasing more than I expected, I'll hold off. There are more opportunities to ask the three goddesses for things than I expected, so this time, I'll leave with a fond memory. For now, there's still some time left until the movie ends, so I'll invite the three goddesses to have a relaxing cup of tea with me. The movie is about to end. Shall we go and greet them? The three goddesses who accepted my invitation to tea first praised me to the skies, but then they started talking about their hardships. It seems that Creator God Sama is much more relaxed now that he is free from the constraints of the contract, but still, he is quietly causing trouble for those around him, making sure that he doesn't run afoul of the contract or any loopholes in it. I don't know if I should say that he is as good as ever, but Creator God Sama certainly hasn't lost his nerve. Even though he's bound by the contract, he's making trouble not only for the god of light Sama, who's always around, but also for the god of gastronomy Sama and the goddess of the forest Sama. Even though I don't respect him, I think he's amazing. The three goddesses also said they had no problems, so we left the cafe together. Let's pretend that I didn't see the three goddesses looking depressed. When we got to the theater, the movie wasn't over yet, so we waited outside for a while. We had told them when the movie would end, so the other goddesses began to gather. Oh, I can hear people moving from inside the theater. It looks like it's over. When I went inside to greet them, I could see that the mood in the building was polarized. There were quite a few smiling gods, but there were also some who looked a little lost and dazed. And what was surprising was that the dazed group included many creator gods. My prediction was that the creator god Sama would be classified as a member of the smiling group and that the discussion would be blown away by the sheer ridiculousness of it all. But is it bad? Mini creator god Sama, how was it? I tentatively asked the mini creator god Sama. I'm looking after Tar. I receive a powerless Tar. Is it really bad? Wasn't it interesting? Tar. Mini creator god Sama shakes his head from side to side in denial. He seems to have found it interesting. I breathe a sigh of relief. Let's go outside and relax with a drink or something. Tar. The mini creator god Sama moves listlessly onto my head. I'm a little worried, but since his size doesn't seem to have changed, I think he'll be okay. Asterisk asterisk asterisk. Ahaha, you all worked hard. It must have been fun to take care of my cute incarnations, right? In the end, the mini creator god did not return and turned into a very obedient mini creator god who willingly accepted the care of others. And when the time for creator god Sama's return approached, everyone gathered in the church. Creator god Sama's self-satisfied provocations were quite annoying. The other gods seemed to agree, and they shouted insults at Creator god Sama, but Creator god Sama happily took the insults and provoked them back. I envy that strength of heart. Well, it's about time, so let's see how hard you've been working. When Creator god Sama snapped his fingers, the many creator gods split into two, with one remaining in Creator god Sama's hands as a crystal and the other gathering around Creator god Sama and being absorbed. Haha, you need to take better care of my incarnations. Could it be that Creator god Sama is reliving the actions of the many creator gods? If that's the case, hey, I saw the movie. It's pretty interesting. As I thought, the movie that Creator god Sama is watching now is about a perverted cleaner who is the main character. It looks like he's watching all the pictures of the many creator gods in rapid succession, but it's amazing how he's still able to grasp all the information. But that could be his undoing. I didn't expect this either, but I'm really excited about it. Another movie? What is this? I don't like it. Why are they all watching this kind of movie together? No, damn it, I can't stop them, but there are so many perverts. So many perverts. The creator god Sama has gone down. That's right. To my surprise, creator god Sama is actually not good at dirty jokes. Even though he's not good at it, the first movie wasn't exactly sophisticated, and there were probably dirty jokes in it, too. After all, the manga was made into a movie. In other words, there are genres of dirty jokes that creator god Sama can accept and genres that he cannot. The surprising truth was revealed when the god of light Sama interrogated the dazed mini-creator god. So it seems that the mini-creator god could not handle the perverse comedy, which could be said to be unique even in Japan, and it caused a drop in performance. And then, I don't know what I was thinking, but I invited a lot of gods and mini-creator gods to the movie. In other words, a lot of perverted comedy, which he is not good at, attacking creator god Sama. Oh, he collapsed. The surrounding gods cheer loudly. Is everything okay, god of light Sama? I am a little worried. Even though he is like this, creator god Sama is someone who is necessary for the world, I think. I don't know. But there's a barrier, so there's nothing we can do. God of light Sama, your face looks serious, but your body is overflowing with light, right? Oh. The collapsed creator god Sama is ascending to the heavens while radiating a dazzling light. It seems that the time for his return has come. At the same time, the barrier surrounding the church disappears as well. So, what Trusan, what was the content of the movie in which you defeated creator god Sama? The goddesses, led by the god of light Sama, are now eager to know the details of the movie, which they didn't seem to be that interested in until now. Do I have to explain it? No way. I can't tell them that it's about a hero of justice who defeats evil by wearing women's underwear and crossing his pants. Besides, there's the mini-creator god I'm taking care of. What should I do? What's the reward? Striving for the luxury liner. Volume 22 Chapter 20. Chapter 20. A wonderful reward. There was a punishment game event where the gods had to take care of the mini-creator god. In the midst of this, the mini-creator god assigned to the three goddesses got into an argument. As a last resort, I recommended that they watch a certain movie, but that ended up hitting the mini-creator god's weak spot. That spread to the main creator god Sama, and unexpectedly, we achieved a great victory by defeating the creator god Sama. You never know what life will bring, do you? So, god of light Sama, what should we do with this mini-creator god? Also, what will happen to the rewards for the other gods' holidays? I ignored God of Light Sama's question and asked my own. The other gods were making a fuss with the same kind of excitement you get when your country wins the World Cup, but I couldn't join in the excitement because I was worried about the mini-creator god. Because if the mini-creator god takes up residence on my ship, it's obvious that it will become a more troublesome existence than the fairies that live on the Dark Elf Island. I want to avoid that at all costs. That's right. I'm going out for a while, so please lend me the mini-creator god. The mini-creator god, still being processed, is lifted up, and the god of light Sama returns to the divine realm. The mini-creator god I took care of didn't shrink much, so I think I'll get a good reward. But I'm a little worried about the fact that I defeated creator god Sama. I hope he is not sulking. What do you think will happen, god of gastronomy Sama and goddess of the forest Sama? Don't worry. The creator god Sama, who is tied to the contract and has also taken damage, won't be able to defeat the current god of light. You saw the look on the god of light's face when she returned to the divine realm, right? Come to think of it, she seemed very confident. The god of gastronomy Sama seems to be sure, and the goddess of the forest Sama is nodding, so it seems safe to relax. Just as I was feeling relieved, a ray of light shone down from the sky onto the church. This phenomenon occurs when a god descends, but isn't it a little too early? Could it be that another god has descended from the sky? Thank you for waiting. It was the god of light Sama who had descended. Well, I didn't wait at all. Or rather, the light of the god of light Sama is getting brighter. What Trusan, I have received permission to extend this vacation. So would it be alright if we stay until tomorrow night? Of course. I wouldn't mind if they stayed longer than tomorrow. No, that would make it difficult to coordinate with Ins and Alessia-san. I think it would be just right for the goddesses to stay regularly, about once a week. Well, that's probably impossible. But if they stay until tomorrow, I think I'll find time to clean my ears and show off my knife skills to the god of gastronomy Sama. This is starting to be fun. Excuse me for a moment. The god of light Sama moves away from me and in front of the other gods, who are making a big fuss. Listen up, everyone. Thanks to Watru-san, Our vacation has been extended by 1 day. Let's enjoy ourselves until tomorrow. The other gods around the god of light Shama are excited by her dignified declaration. And as a result of negotiations with creator god Sama, we managed to get him to promise to make up for the shortfall in our rewards. Although it's not everything. Another round of cheers. I wonder if the way time passes is different for me and the god of light Sama. I couldn't help but applaud as I watched the god of light Sama return, showered with cheers from the other gods. She's literally shining, but I think the god of light Sama has the appearance of a big star. Welcome back, god of light Sama. But you're back early. Didn't the creator god Sama complain? Even if the other party is 100% correct, creator god Sama is sure to be stubborn and refuses to admit it. Well, when he saw your mini creator god Sama was terribly upset, and for some reason, he obediently accepted your request. Seriously? He's got a trauma. It was a little crude, but all the actors played their roles seriously, and the content was probably interesting. Even if you're not into a little dirty talk, it's possible to be traumatized. Maybe the key is the number of people. Even if you're not traumatized after seeing it once, if you're exposed to dozens of those intense images at once on your first viewing, even I, who's used to Japanese entertainment, can't say for sure that I wouldn't be traumatized. Let's pray that the mind of creator god Sama will be healed. I don't know if there is anything that can heal creator god Sama. What, Trusan? We're very tired today. That's right. I'm tired too. I'm aware that it was much easier than the gods, but I'm also aware that I used my nerves to a certain extent. Well, we prepared something like this. This is a micro bikini. Yes, I'm sorry to ask you to do this, what Trusan, but we would like you to prepare the hot spring bath. Of course, it is we who are being selfish, so you are welcome to join us. How about it? How about it? This is a reward for being selfish, as the god of light Shama and the others would say. I guess they remembered how I went crazy with joy at the last bathing event. I'll prepare it right away. Please come to the room diagonally across from creator god Sama's room in 10 minutes. Right now, I'm on a high. My brain cells are activated at the speed of light, so I chose a room that no one is using at the moment, which also has a jacuzzi on the balcony. This room is a spare, kept in case creator god Sama doesn't like the royal suite, so no one is using it. Nice judgment on my part yesterday. Still, I never expected to experience that blissful moment again in this way. There are many things that don't pay off in the end, but sometimes they do, and that's what makes them so irresistible. A hot spring in the bath. No, I'll get the hot spring just before I get in because the water will have cooled down. A jet bath will be able to maintain the water's temperature. Let's pour it in quickly. Okay, the hot spring is good. Next, I need to change into my bathing suit and prepare some alcohol and snacks that God of Light Sama and the others will like. Well, I'll get a can of golden beer, some champagne that goes well with the jet bath, some classic cheese and nuts for snacks, and some stylish vegetable sticks and cured ham would be nice, too. Yes, stylish. It's like the high-class lifestyle that ordinary people imagine. But I'm just an ordinary person, so I won't worry about that. More importantly, there's the micro bikini. I'm going to enjoy my youth to the fullest on the balcony of this luxurious room, even though I'm over 20. Oh, the micro bikini is more for adults than for teenagers. Then I'm the right person for it. Now, let's enjoy this adult time to the fullest. Oh, there's a knock at the door. I've been waiting for you. This is the best. Oh no, I've said something weird. But it can't be helped, because the god of light Sama, the god of gastronomy Sama, and the goddess of the forest Sama were already in micro bikinis. I thought they would change into something else after entering the room, so this sight was a shock. But still, you know, those beautiful women in their micro bikinis in the hallway, that incongruity is just too much. Excuse me, what Trusan, but it's a little embarrassing when you stare at me like that, you know? Oh, I'm sorry. Please come in. There's nothing I can do about it. I can't help but stare, because it's amazing. I move to the side and greet the three goddesses. The backs of the three goddesses are the best. The peaches, big, beautiful, and fresh, lined up in a row. Camera, damn, I forgot to prepare one. It would be unforgivable to summon a rubber boat, take out a camera, and take a picture now. What an unfortunate mistake. I was going to prepare another digital camera and record the footage. After taking the photos. What Trusan, Why did you suddenly kneel down? It seems that I had kneeled down without realizing it. I can understand that the shock was so great, but from the perspective of the three goddesses, it must have looked like a strange action. Are you feeling unwell? No, if they misunderstand me like that, the dream time will really be a dream. No, I'm fine. I'm ready, so why don't we have a toast first? I feel dizzy from standing up so suddenly, but I hold on with all my strength. If I start to feel faint here, they'll really start to worry. To be honest, I wanted to buy myself a little more time because the micro bikini is precious before it gets wet. The wet look is sexy, too, but it's better to make the precious time as long as possible. Beer, champagne? Oh, we have a variety of drinks, including Chu-Hai, so if there's anything you'd like to drink, please let me know. I'll have my usual beer, please. I'll have champagne, please. Right, I'd like something sweet, so I'll have that white one. I forget the name, but it's white and sweet and sparkling. It's a Chu-Hai based on lactic acid. But I was a little surprised by Goddess of the Forest Sama's comment about wanting to drink the white one, and I think my adolescence might be coming back. I guess my imagination is too strong. Cheers. I prepared the requested drinks, and we all toasted. The swaying motherhood at that time was wonderful. Phew. This beer is delicious as always. Oh, this champagne is also delicious. I also got some from Creator God Sama, but for some reason, this one tastes better. Of course. The alcohol you drink the moment you start your vacation, free from all your troubles, will taste better than the alcohol you're given in a pompous manner by Creator God Sama sitting on his haunches in front of a champagne tower. Well, I'm sure the God of Gastronomy Sama understands that. Foo-foo, God of Gastronomy, you shouldn't be so mean. By the way, how is the God of Light and Creator God Sama? I hope they can enjoy a period of peace for a while. The Goddess of the Forest Sama scolded the God of Gastronomy Sama, but the content of her words was harsh. Even though she hasn't had much to drink, her mouth is running smoothly, perhaps because of the sense of liberation. I understand how she feels, so I won't stop her. Both humans and gods need time to refresh themselves by complaining about their superiors. You foo-foo, we've taken care of your mini Creator God here, so things should be even more peaceful until Creator God Sama overcomes his weakness. So the God of Light Sama took care of the mini Creator God Sama? It seems like he's being treated like a lucky charm. But I'm sure the mini Creator God Sama will be a little happier being with the God of Light Sama. Speaking of which, Wataru, what was that movie about that made Creator God Sama so averse? The God of Gastronomy Sama threw a killer pass at me while I was lost in my infatuation with the three goddesses in their micro bikinis. In this situation where I can't and don't want to escape, please stop asking me difficult questions. Well, shall we go to the hot spring? It feels good. Let's just pretend for now. Foo-foo, it seems like it's something really hard to talk about. God of Gastronomy Sama, if you know, please don't ask. Striving for the Luxury Liner, Volume 22 Chapter 21. Enjoy. Chapter 21, The Greatest Happiness and the Regrettable Mistake. Actually, I defeated the Creator God Sama, who was uncomfortable with certain kinds of dirty jokes, and the God of Light Sama took advantage of the situation to not only get reward vacation but also to win compensation for the god's reduced wages. And as if to show their gratitude for the situation, the three goddesses offered me an unexpected reward. I managed to distract the God of Gastronomy Sama and lead them to the jacuzzi, a mysterious bath with bubbles while looking at the sea, and the water is hot spring water. That's so luxurious. I'm glad you like it. Please come in. Thank you. I'll go first. How can I say this? No, I can't think of a poetic or elegant way to express it. To put it bluntly, the sight of a beautiful woman in a micro bikini getting into the tub is incredibly erotic. I love symbols of motherhood, but I also love the beach. The way she bends over and lifts her legs from behind is just perfect. Well, I'm going now. Feeling a little nervous, I step into the jacuzzi. As I step in, the first thing I see is the rich, maternal presence of the three goddesses floating in the water. The fabric is so minimal that the sight is simply amazing. I feel like I'm repeating amazing over and over. But what else can I say? It's amazing. But even in this amazing situation, there is a dilemma. That is, whether or not to turn on the jacuzzi. If I turn it on, the bubbles will move the floating mother figures. But at the same time, the bubbles will reduce visibility. Don't panic. It's wrong to use items right away. First, enjoy the normal mode and then rely on items. That's the right way. Would you all like another drink? I want them to drink a lot, get warm in the bathtub, get drunk, and get a little wild. Sure, I'll have a beer. I think I'll have a beer, too. Then I'll have one too. Everyone has a beer. Next time, I should suggest something stronger. Japanese sake is a little too strong, so I'll suggest a cocktail that's light on the palate but a little higher in alcohol. Asterisk asterisk asterisk. The plan worked surprisingly well. Instead of recommending it to the goddesses, I ordered it for myself to lower their guard. White Lady, Royale, Gin and Tonic, Screwdriver. I didn't say what they were for, but I ordered cocktails that I had memorized for a specific purpose. The three goddesses were interested and joined in, and while I was getting drunk, they were definitely getting drunk, too. It was a risky strategy, but the three goddesses, warmed up by the bath and the alcohol, were amazing, and it was definitely worth the effort. Phew, that feels good. I can't thank you enough, Wataru-san. That's right. Not only this time, but it was also a big deal that we were able to bind the creator god Sama with a contract. Yes, the other gods and goddesses around me are also very happy. Wataru-san, thank you again. As I was feeling a little relaxed, the three goddesses suddenly thanked me. I was the one who should have thanked them. I'm just happy to be able to serve the god of light Sama, the god of gastronomy Sama, and the goddess of the forest Sama, and if they let me take a bath with them, most of my efforts are rewarded. Because I'm a simple pervert. Wataru-san, you're not exactly selfless, but you're humble and modest. The god of light Sama seems to see through me. Yes, but it's also annoying when you're too arrogant like creator god Sama. It's okay to be a little greedy. Oh? How would the god of gastronomy react to a greedy Wataru-san? Goddess of the forest Sama, that's a very good question. Well, I'm willing to grant your request if it's just a matter of where to sit. Huh? What do you mean? Wataru-san, that's what the god of gastronomy said. What do you want to do? Both the god of gastronomy Sama and the goddess of the forest Sama are quite drunk. Of course, my answer has already been decided. God of gastronomy Sama, please sit next to me. Oh, how close is next to you? As close as god of gastronomy Sama will allow. What is this? A cabaret club. This is great. How about this? Phew, she's right next to me. The god of gastronomy Sama is right next to me. She's wearing a micro bikini, and I'm wearing shorts. That means our skin is touching. I'm so happy. You look very happy. Wataru-san, I'm ready to grant your wish. The goddess of the forest Sama gets spilled when she's drunk. I love her. Please, goddess of the forest Sama, come as close to me as possible. You phew. I can't help it. Phew. I'm squeezed between two goddesses. What's more, both of them have very rich maternal symbols, so they are soft and bouncy. Especially the goddess of the forest Sama. No, I'm embarrassed if you look at me with such expectation. In the end, I couldn't help but look at the god of light Sama with high expectations, but it seemed she was not the type to lose her composure even when drunk, and she dodged me with a wry smile. But doing nothing would be rude. So I'll use the god of gastronomy and the goddess of the forest to my advantage and press this switch as a reward. Click. She's calm, but the god of light Sama is also drunk. Otherwise, she would never say click. Huh? A switch? The jacuzzi roars and shows its true colors. The hot water is stirred by bubbles, and the symbols of motherhood on both sides begin to rage. What an amazing reward. As one would expect from the god of light Sama, who has worked so hard to control the creator god Sama. Her judgment of the situation is impeccable. I love it. Ah, the gentle violence is pressing in from both sides. It feels like I'm about to ascend to heaven. Huh? My head feels light, then dizzy. Wataru-san? Wataru-san, are you okay? Wataru, what's wrong? Wataru-san, oh no. Wataru-san's eyes are rolling back. This is bad. Even if the goal was to get the three goddesses drunk, I think I drank too much and got too excited. But I can't end it here. I want to have more fun. Oh, I'm squeezed between them. Am I being hugged? Asterisk asterisk asterisk. My head. Huh? When did I fall asleep? I feel a terrible feeling of regret swirling inside me. Micro bikini. What? Was all that happiness just a dream? No, this isn't my room. It's the room with the jacuzzi. Come to think of it, at the end of that happy time, my head felt light. And then I lost consciousness. What am I doing? Losing consciousness in such a dreamlike situation? Keep your consciousness. Damn it. Well, I concentrated on imprinting the visuals and sensations of that moment into my brain, so when my consciousness cleared, I was able to recall it vividly along with the real feelings, which was fortunate. I'd like to indulge in the memories of the bath right now. But there's something else that's really bothering me. I'm wearing a bathrobe with nothing underneath, right? Did the three goddesses help me get dressed? That would be incredibly embarrassing but also a little exciting. While I was thinking about this slightly perverted idea, there was a knock at the door. Ah, God of Light Sama, God of Gastronomy Sama, Goddess of the Forest Sama, I'm sorry for causing you trouble yesterday. No, we got a little carried away. How are you feeling? Just a little headache. But I'm fine. Oh, please come in. I invited the three goddesses into the room and prepared tea on the table. I caused you quite a bit of trouble. And even made you change my clothes. Change your clothes? We asked Saparabi-chan over there to do that, so you didn't have to bother. We also asked her to check on your condition afterward, so please thank her later. I see. That's a relief. I felt relieved but also a bit disappointed. So Saparabi had taken care of everything. To be honest, I hadn't even noticed Saparabi's presence until now, but there she was, standing right next to the wall near the bed. I have a negative impression of Saparabi, but I must express my gratitude for what she has done. Come to think of it, what exactly is Saparabi? No, I know they are side characters with the souls of horned rabbits. I've always had a negative impression of them because of that. But do they need rewards or vacations? I decided to ask the God of Light Sama this simple question. Basically, their purpose is to provide support, so they don't need rewards or vacations. However, even though they are monsters, they are beings with souls, so if you give them permission, they can enjoy rewards and vacations. They can enjoy them. Now that I know they can, I suddenly feel bad that I didn't give them anything. Thank you for telling me. I'll think about it carefully and make sure to give the Saparabis some time to enjoy themselves. Thinking about the Saparabi on the castle, that might be quite difficult. For now, I'll do my best to entertain the gods and think about it carefully after that. Fufu, it's good that you can take care of those in a weak position. Ahaha, thank you. It's not a matter of taking care of them. It's a matter of improving their treatment so that their hatred for me can be alleviated, even if only a little. But since I was praised, I won't deny it. So, God of Light Sama, God of Gastronomy Sama, Goddess of the Forest Sama, what shall we do today? I'm feeling better now, so I'd like to spend some fun time cleaning my ears and offering food to the God of Gastronomy Sama. Yes, we made you work hard yesterday, so today, we'll just relax and enjoy the ship. You should get some rest. Yes, that's a good idea. You fainted yesterday, so you should rest. Yes, we're fine, so you should rest. My ambition has been crushed. I want to show them that I'm fine, but it would be rude to refuse the goddess's kindness. Besides, if I show them that I'm fine now, they might misunderstand and think that I really want them to clean my ears. It's not a misunderstanding. I do want them to clean my ears, but after yesterday's embarrassment, it would be too much. It's sad, but I guess I'll have to save the fun for next time. After that, I chatted with the goddesses for a bit, and we parted ways. I relaxed until nightfall, and the gods' visit came to an end. However, during our conversation, I found out that the God of Gastronomy Sama and the Goddess of the Forest Sama had gotten drunk and gone a little wild, and they were embarrassed about it, which made me feel a little warm inside. Fufu. I successfully repelled Creator God Sama and enjoyed happiness. It wasn't such a bad event, after all. Chapter 22, Return to the Beastman Village. It was reward time from the God of Light Sama, the God of Gastronomy Sama, and the Goddess of the Forest Sama. Thanks to my cunning plan to drink alcohol at the jacuzzi, it turned out to be the best reward time ever. My only regret was that I drank too much because of my plan, and the blissful time ended too soon. I also learned a bit more about Saparabi. Welcome back, Master. Welcome back, Master. Everyone, I'm home. When I return to the Chris, Ins and Felicia greet me. Then Rima jumps on my head, and Pen slips around my neck. Unlike when the mini creator God Sama is on my head, it feels so good to have them there. Being greeted by Ins and Felicia and touching Rima and Pen makes me feel like I'm really home. The chateau was my ship, too, and I had a lot of fun over there, except for the mini creator God Sama related stuff, but I guess I was still a little tense. The feeling of peace is overwhelming. I go back to my room and relax while I talk about what happened today from a distance. In a way, It's an untouchable subject, so even the brave Ins doesn't say much. There's a lot I can't talk about when it comes to the gods, so this consideration is really helpful. Of course, I can't talk about the bath with the three goddesses, but especially not about the unpopular actions of creator god Sama. So, what are you going to do now, Master? It sounds like you had a hard time. Why don't you take it easy for a while? No, we're going back to the Aquamarine Kingdom to meet up with Marina-san and Camille-san. The temptation to relax is strong, but I can't just leave my colleagues, especially Camille-san, who is handling such difficult negotiations, and relax. So, are we leaving already? Yes, maybe we'll rest a little longer before we leave. I want to have another cup of coffee and spend some time playing with Rimu and Pent. ******. After taking our time, we set off and arrived at the Beastman village, where I saw figures running toward us from a distance. I was on guard, wondering who they were, but Ins and Felicia relaxed their guard. Obviously, it was an acquaintance. Wataru, welcome back. I want some ice cream. It was Carla-san. I don't know how she sensed my presence, but she came out to greet me. Or rather, it seemed like ice cream was her real purpose. When we split up, Carla-san and the others must have brought some supplies with them, but it seemed that ice cream was too much to ask for. We're back. There are people here, so let's go to the temporary guild room. Got it. We hurried through the Beastman village, being pushed along. Before I knew it, Rimmer was sitting on Carla-san's head. He must have wanted to enjoy the ice cream with her. Everyone, welcome back. Carla, you can't run around the village like that. I'm sorry. Wataru, Ins, Felicia, welcome back. Oh, Rimmer and Bent are back as well. Fu-chan has been waiting for you. When we arrived at the Temporary Adventurers Guild, Claretta-san and Marina-san also greeted us. Well, Carla-san is being scolded by Claretta-san. Rimmer jumps off Carla-san's head and runs up to Marina-san as if to remind her not to forget him. Marina-san, who is used to slime, catches Rimmer, pats him, and lets him play with Fu-chan. The play between the slimes is heartwarming to watch. Is Camille-san busy? If she wasn't busy, Camille-san is the kind of person who would have come out to greet us. Yes, she had a meeting right after she got back, but it seems there are a lot of people who want to be involved, so she's having a hard time coordinating and preparing explanatory materials. We would have liked to help, but we don't want to get in the way, so we can only help clean up. I see. The castle is charming, and it's natural to want to connect with Camille-san, who, unlike me, can communicate well. In my case, I turned down a title and invested a large sum of money in a barren land, so people thought I was a little crazy, and the nobility kept their distance from me. I'd like to help, too, but I guess all I can do is clean up. I'm sorry, but I guess I'll have to leave it to Camille-san. Wataru, ice cream. Carla-san returned after Claretta-san finished her lecture. She had Rimmer and Fu-chan on her shoulders. More hunters were watching the snacks. Understood. Let's go to the room. But I'm not going into that traumatic room. When we entered the room, I summoned the rubber boat filled with ice cream, and Carla-san, Rimmer, and Fu-chan jumped on it. It's cute to see Marina-san and Claretta-san waiting their turn. Wataru, why don't we take some ice cream to Camille while we're out? In Claretta-san's case, it was more of a mature response than cute. Oh yeah, I'll come with you. Huh? Camille-san doesn't eat that much ice cream, does she? And it's all vanilla. Did Camille-san like vanilla? Wondering about Claretta-san, who had several vanilla ice creams in her hands, I go with her to Camille-san's place. Or rather, she seems to be using my traumatic room as her office. It is a traumatic place, but thinking of it as someone else's room makes me feel a little relieved for some reason. I brought you something. Come in. Claretta-san knocked and entered the room. Following Claretta-san inside, I understood why she had brought so much ice cream. In the room were not only Camille-san but also several female beastmen. I only remember the name of one of them, Raccoon-san, but they are employees of the Toy Omi Trading Company. I'm sorry, but I had completely forgotten about their presence. They bowed their heads deeply when they saw me, which made me feel very sorry. Regardless of my feelings, the Toy Omi Trading Company employees who received the ice cream from Claretta-san were surprised by how cold it was and seemed unsure of what to do. This is a gift from Wataru. Open the lid, scoop it out with a spoon, and eat it. Make sure it doesn't melt while you take your time. Despite their confusion, The employees began to eat the ice cream as Claretta-san instructed. I see. Now I understand. She chose plain vanilla because she wanted everyone to try it. Claretta-san really does pay attention to the little things. The female beastman who ate the ice cream cheered and said it was cold and sweet. In this world, ice cream is a rare treat, so this must be a precious experience for them. Well, since they've been hired by the Toyomi Trading Company, they'll probably have more opportunities to eat things like this in the future. What, True-san, welcome back. You're right on time. Perhaps because I didn't greet the employees, Camille-san spoke to me first. I'm back. What do you mean by right on time? I have a bad feeling. I just survived the event created by Creator God Sama, so I want to live in peace for a while. First, the stamp is complete, so please check it. After that, we will register the stamp with the Merchant Guild. Ah. The stamp is ready. I think we used Marina-san's design, so I'm looking forward to seeing how it turns out. And the other thing is the possibility of additional investment. I consulted with William-san after I got back, and he said that if that's the case, we should start work on the waterway and reservoir as soon as possible. Since it will be parallel work, there is a high possibility that we will run out of funds quickly. What do you think? I was worried about getting involved in negotiations between nobles and merchants, but it seems like something I can handle, so I am a little relieved. Speaking of which, I asked her to take care of various things before we split up, such as millet, tomatoes, and chicken farming. It's impressive how much progress she's already made. Still, additional investment. Money isn't a problem, but the question is how much of it will be recognized as charity. I was going to check with the God of Commerce Sama, but with all the excitement surrounding the recent invitation to the gods, I completely forgot. Well, if it doesn't work out, the God of Commerce Sama will let me know, and in the worst case, I can always invest my own money. But using my own money for charity feels really uncomfortable. I've donated to a charity before, but big donations and charity work seem to be something that American celebrities or billionaires do. But given the current situation, it's necessary. It is important to provide water and jobs for many beastmen, and if we can build villages, fields, and chicken farms, it will also create sustainable jobs. The idea of doing construction projects simultaneously feels a bit rushed. But maybe that's because so many beastmen have gathered. I understand. The funding has been secured, so please proceed with the details in consultation with the Toyomi Trading Company and William-san. It's nice that I can just hand it over to them. I understand. It will take some time to prepare an outline, so I may be delayed in leaving the Aquamarine Kingdom. Is that okay? If it's okay with Camille-san, then it's okay with me. Since the work has been handed over to them, we can explore the surroundings to kill time if we have nothing else to do. I'm fine with that, too. No, I'd like to get back to Moro and Donatella as soon as possible, but, well, I'll do my best. For now, please check the stamps. Sorry for dumping all this on you, but it's interesting that Camille-san doesn't say everything but tries to dump the work on Moro-san and Donatella-san. Moro-san, Donatella-san, good luck. Cheering them on as if it were someone else's business, I take the box that Camille-san must have put the stamp in. Somehow, the box itself looks very expensive. It has detailed carvings and is painted with high-quality paint, making me wonder if it's a work of art. I wonder why they care so much about the box, but I guess a merchant's stamp is so important. When I open the box, I see a rectangular stamp, about the size of one used in a stamp rally. It's not what I expected. It's not that it's cheap, but it's too luxurious. The stamp's handle, which is the most important part, is beautifully decorated. Could this be a stamp used by someone as important as a king or emperor? Camille-san, is this a stamp used by a king or something? Huh? If that's all, then it's just an ordinary stamp used by a wealthy merchant. I've only heard that, but I think royal families decorate their stamps with jewels and rare metals. I think a royal stamp would be even more impressive. It seems I was thinking too much. As you would expect from royalty, their level of luxury is different, and the actual stamp was amazing, of course. Based on Marina-san's realistic design, waves, clouds, ships, and everything else were carved in intricate detail, and when stamped, it looked like a beautiful painting. It seems excessive, but considering the possibility of counterfeiting, that level of detail may be necessary. In any case, I'm too afraid to ask for a redo of such a work of art, So this will be the Toyomi Trading Company's stamp. I'll approve this as well and leave the handling to Camille-san. It's not that I'm afraid to handle it myself, but rather that it's a sign of trust. Oh, and it looks like it will take some time to decide on a representative for the Beastmen. We've narrowed it down to a few candidates, but there are many people from different places, so it's difficult to choose a representative easily. I see. Since they're from different countries, choosing a representative is not easy. Forcing a decision now might not end well, so let's take our time and make a decision that most people can agree on. There doesn't seem to be anything specific I need to do, so I'll just relax for a bit. If you like, please support me on Ko-fi for more novel, link in comments.